and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them. Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch, and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio.
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
And these dummies that work for us, you guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
You rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, how do you become a radio DJ?
Say the name of the station over and over. Play at least a half-hour commercials. Broadcast live from Quickie Mart. Smash, slap the sounds together. Talk on and on about how you invented radio. Tell 'em, Fred. Play the same songs again and again and again and again.
I see awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
That's funny. I'm funny.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You are right. I learned it by watching you.
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, Walk, Greaseball, Goombas come out of the woodwork.
I am protecting myself. I am scared of you. Please call the police.
USS, unfuck yourself or I will unscrew your head and shut down your neck.
I'm gonna kiss you on the mouth. Do you want to kiss me or?
The phone lines are going berserk.
Hello, exactly.
Already fucking time, sweetheart.
All right.
Yes, Gunny.
All right.
Yes, Gunny.
Good morning and welcome to the Opie and Anthony program.
Hi.
On XM Satellite Radio.
Exactly.
We're on the radio.
We're on XM. Whoa. Radio.
The number one satellite radio company in America.
That's right.
By far. Not even close.
Not even close. Stop it.
Bunch of liars out there.
You lie.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Hi, Ope.
Let's get Jimmy involved right off the bat.
This yogurt.
Let's throw him off a little bit and make it all about Jimmy right away.
I don't know what to say.
What a shiny apple.
I'll say.
Oh, my God. Who's that disaster on the screen?
It's Eric.
You rate my wows.
Is that,
Oh, that's great. I say, who is that disaster on the screen? You go, new Rate My Wow.
Rate My Wow.
Yeah, we do have a website. Steve.
One of the headless ones.
Steve is running all sorts of websites these days, and one's called RateMyWow.com, and some of our lovely listeners send in naked pictures of themselves. And others, like...
That one.
Ugh. She got a 4 rating.
Oh, she's not bad.
Where's the top 10?
I like her.
Go to the top one that's rated like numero uno.
Yeah.
Right now. Let's see what that's looking like.
Well, here's a 9.15. Oh, yeah.
Oh, because it's 2 of them.
It's 2 girlies.
Wow.
2 girlies getting together.
Wow.
It's a very nice wow. They're showing their heads and their boobs and the wow sticker. So... There you go. Wow. Hey, there's something you don't see every day.
What? She have big nips?
Why did she only get an 8.5? I know
I think because she's got cockeyed nipples because of her boob job.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that surgeon
That's
should
weird.
be
What
flogged.
happened? This girl is beautiful. The left boob is perfectly set nice, and the right boob... Oh, my God, the nipple's way up to the right.
It's tracking an aircraft. It's just up.
Pardon me, ma'am. Why are your tits hitchhiking?
That is horrid.
All right,
God, some of these surgeons, how do they let them leave the office? Do you think they shut the door and go, yee, ooh?
Maybe she'll just be happy that they're bigger.
Yeah.
Does it look good on the side like that? Yeah,
no,
guys
it's
like
fun.
that.
That's going to settle down over time is what that is. You see how it's up high? Over time, it's going to pull down. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm lying again. I've set another one loose in the world with cockeyed tits. Oh, googly nips.
One nipple looking one way, one looking the other way, and her head's in the middle going, how much did I pay for this shit?
Well, most of the girls on RateMyWow.com are beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
But there's a couple of freak shows out there that are entertaining to look at also.
Yeah.
Rate My Wow.
RateMyWow.com.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Steve from FoundryMusic.com, who also runs OpieandAnthony.com. Jesus. And has time to help out the radio show.
He's a busy, busy man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about this priest guy.
Yeah, yesterday the story broke, and today, front page again. What is it, on both the papers? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 2 out of the 3. St. Pat's scandal. Rector's love nest.
Ah.
They were trying with that word rector.
Rector and rectory, funny word. Funny word.
I don't think they quite got the headline, though.
No.
St. Pat's scandal. Rector's love nest. Did he wreck her love nest?
Rector's.
You think he has a big hog and he wrecked her love nest? Is that what the Post is trying to get at?
I don't know.
Because they really try to get fancy with their headlines. Let's try it again. St. Pat's scandal. Rector's love nest. Yeah, I think her pussy got banged up.
Banged up by the priest. Monsignor.
Monsignor's
Here's the Monsignor.
The Monsignor is packing, according to the front page of the New York Post. Rector's love nest.
Rector, I hardly know Ow!
Very nice. And then Tale of the Tape. Beauty and the Priest.
Yep.
That's the headline on the front page of the Daily News. Shocking film of the Monsignor and the wife.
The wife, not
she's
his.
Pretty hot, right?
Oh, she's sexy, man.
Yeah, she's got nice legs in that picture right there on the cover of the Daily News. And there's plenty of video. We got a little timeline, Opie. Apparently, Monsignor Eugene Clark and Laura DiFilippo have lunch at the Surfside Inn Bed and Breakfast in Montauk.
Common for a priest.
So they're out there, a priest and his secretary. I don't know, going out to Montauk.
He's got a
bed and breakfast.
He's got a sweet pad too.
Yeah.
I thought if you're a priest, you kind of
dip into the collection box.
Yeah, you're supposed to live in a hovel, aren't you?
Yep. Take a vow of poverty.
Well, he's got a sweet pad out there in the Hamptons.
After driving west into Amagansett, the two arrive at the White Sands Motel. Clark wheels his luggage from his car. Now, apparently they just said they were a little tired, a little sleepy, and decided to get a motel room to take a nap. But they're bringing in luggage, and then DiFilippo, dressed in white shorts and high heels, follows.
Short shorts, eh?
Short shorts.
Yeah, she's got really short shorts.
Good little cheeks.
They proceed toward the motel room and enter at 1:31 p.m. on July 21st. Then, hours later at 7:03 p.m., with a fresh change of clothes, the couple appears. They head toward the car with their belongings. Now they're wearing different clothing. Clark goes back to the office to check out and returns to the car, rejoining DiFilippo. So that's from 1:30 to 7:30. So then there are a few hours, change of clothes.
How many nuts do you think the guy busted, allegedly, in 6 hours?
I think it was one and then a sermon. Like he just talked to her about God.
One and a very long nap.
Yeah. Yeah, a long nap.
He's so old, he just falls asleep face first on the pillow. She's thinking he's dead. You all right?
You okay? Oh, his awful Fred Mertz body coming out of this. Look at picture number 8. Looks like Fred. William Frawley Pants.
Oh, this guy stinks.
Look at the secretary, Rick. Monsignor, an alleged lover. And then the daughter, now, of the woman, said she had seen the couple there, the Monsignor and her mom, in a jacuzzi together, and sitting on the Monsignor's lap. She had her bra on, and he had no shirt on.
Ugh.
Laura told the daughter that this was perfectly normal.
How does this guy look at a jacuzzi in a small pair of bathing trunks. What a disaster. Jesus.
What's her motive?
Old wet gray hairs on his fat body.
I don't know. I mean, he must be paying her a great salary. It's got to be monetary because she's actually really hot.
You think?
There's no way. Look at him.
Maybe it's a fatherly thing.
You might be right. He looks like Peter Boyle in this one picture. Maybe that's when he bangs her, he goes, "Putting on the wrist," when she comes.
That's great. All right, the beauty and the priest insist they did not have sex, but she appears to have told at least one lie, and there's a damning videotape to prove it. On the day Laura De Filippo was caught on camera with the Monsignor at a Hamptons motel, she allegedly had told her husband they were heading to a storage facility 30 miles away in Riverhead, Long Island, to sort through some books.
Yeah.
Oy.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, this is... He's 79 years old. A priest. She's 46 years old, and she's a hottie, man. She's like a MILF. She's definitely a MILF, right?
Many worshippers at St. Patrick's said they were grateful that the scandal wasn't worse and weren't ready to accept that this was a father-daughter relationship. So, I guess a lot of the people are saying, well, this is good. At least it's not a young boy.
Yeah.
You know, so they're looking at this. This guy lucks out. Like, hey, yeah, look, I'm having sex with a woman. Where's the problem?
As much as I find the same, it's like the hypocrisy is so bad, it's like laughable.
Yeah.
It's just so revolting, but I almost don't care. It's like, you know what? He's an adult. She's an adult. Who cares?
Yeah.
She's married, though. But
this has nothing to do with legality or anything like that. This is all just about faith. So if you don't care about the Catholic Church or anything like that, why should this bother you? You know, it bothers people because he's a priest and not supposed to be doing it, but who cares?
I want to make a statement.
Go ahead.
I think we need to let the priest fuck.
Jesus.
All right.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
I think it's time.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
You don't like the vow of celibacy?
A lot of other religions, you know, the head guys there, they get to have a little nookie.
A little hanky-panky?
And I think, you know, having these guys not, you know, busting nuts.
I think you're asking for trouble. You get a guy... Especially they're young guys, a lot of times when they start in this, when they go in this direction, you got a young guy that isn't interested in sex, there's a problem there. You're going to attract certain problem people. And that's what the priesthood has attracted over the years. That's why there's so many pedophiles.
You know, I was brought up Catholic, and I don't know, you go to church and you go to weddings and stuff, and the priest that's always up there, he just looks like a creep. 9 out of 10 times, he just looks like a creep.
Creepy guy.
Like just something is not right, you know? And I know he's trying to do the right thing, and he's dedicated his life to his faith and this religion.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, just go with the basics. You look at the guy and go, man, what is wrong with him? There's something wrong with that guy up there. He's a creep.
It's a lifestyle that's
you gotta
so
let these
far
guys
from anything real.
You got to let these guys get married. Then they can maybe relate to their the people that they're preaching to.
The parishioners.
The parishioners, whatever. I don't know the technologically stuff, the terminology.
The jargon.
I just know what I know. And that is that you got to let these guys marry.
I have a question here.
Yes, Jimmy?
It's obviously a monetary motive she has with him. It says something about, it says in one of them, Filippo's daughter said they were at Clark's $2 million vacation home in Amagansett, was that?
Amagansett,
That's way out there in the Hamptons. Very
there.
Nice area.
How does a vow of poverty priest have a $2 million?
That's what I was saying earlier. I said
that's...
he's got a nice spread there. He's got a sweet spread.
Yeah, what is he pulling in?
$2 million. Jesus.
$2 million for running St. Pat's?
He's supposed to take a vow of poverty, man. He's supposed to be broke.
Yeah.
I got bitter about this whole thing very early on. I was a caddy at the Huntington Crescent Club, and my priests would come to the golf course because they got free memberships and drive up in some sick Cadillac.
Yeah.
And then they would pop the trunk, and then their brand new state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line golf clubs would come out. I'm like, what? And they're begging for money 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be like that.
They're begging for money 2 days ago at the church, and then they're pulling up to the golf course in a sweet ride and really nice clubs.
Something tells me this guy is pretty much in it for the cash. Like, some tells me maybe early on it was all about God and everything, but now it's about getting the broads, getting the $2 million house. You know, it's nothing. It's just a job to this guy now.
But does anyone have an answer to that? How does he get a great house like that?
I guess St. Pat's pays well.
Jesus.
If you turn the page, by the way, 2 pages later, there's a small, teeny article here. It looks like a postage stamp. Perv priest probation. Catholic priest was sentenced to 10 years probation for attempting to sexually abuse a former altar boy on a trip. The boy was 17, so they gave him like a little kid.
Right.
How do you attempt to molest somebody? Either do it or don't.
He is attempting to molest the boy.
What, do you clumsily grope at his young hairless dick? And he moves and you realize you missed and you let it go?
Just stop. Then you stop. It's been foiled.
I think you're trying to shag a fly ball. You just reach out and it just slips away from you. You grab the helmet, it falls out of your hand, and you're like, nice try.
Screw it. I attempted.
I'm tired.
You guys think it's possible that the priest is getting set up by the husband and the wife?
No, they're going through some kind of divorce.
Yeah.
And you don't
I just want to throw that out there. I don't know.
A little odd.
I think that, no, because if it was the wife was involved, they would have something really substantial on him.
Yeah.
Really embarrassing.
Right.
Like audio of him and video of him asking
point.
for something weird.
Good point.
One of those Frank Gifford videos where he's giving it up the ass to some hooker in the hotel room. God, was that great.
Wait, she knew he was Frank Gifford and she filmed him?
Yeah.
You don't know the Frank Gifford
I know.
story?
Oh, this is going back years. What is
That's
this?
one of the best ones ever.
A dozen years ago or so?
Who knows how long ago.
And, Frank Gifford, married to Kathy Lee, of course, and he had this hooker that he had gone to a few times, and he liked to fuck her in the ass. He took her to this hotel room, but beforehand, she had decked out the hotel with hidden cameras, and microphones, and got him talking about ass sex, and just hung him out to dry.
And Kathy Lee divorced him after that?
Hell
No. Forgave him and stuck with him, and
that's great.
But then she wasn't able to preach about how wonderful their marriage was anymore, and every 2 seconds talking about Frank and their loving relationship and all that happy horse shit. He just wanted ass sex, and she wasn't giving up the pooper.
That's classic.
Is there a video of it out you can see?
I don't know.
It was right at the beginning of the internet and all that fun stuff, so I don't know if it made it on there.
No, I don't think it did.
No?
I really don't. I don't think it did.
Great stuff.
Let's say hi to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I think the priest is going for an early points lead in Sex for Sam 4.
Sex for Sam 4, yeah. Yeah, he'd probably be in the lead.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Hey, boys, how you doing?
All right.
Just want to let you guys know, this old Catholic school thing, I actually talked to a priest who had, went to on the retreat house thing. They only take vows of chastity. They don't take vows of poverty. And so they actually, a lot of them enjoy getting things like high-end electronics, nice cars, country club memberships, etc. So
oh, yeah?
Just thought I'd point that out.
What, do nuns take a vow of poverty? Is that what it is? What, do the nuns take a vow of poverty or something?
I think that some of the nuns do. I think it's optional for nuns and priests. I think monks take vows of poverty.
Oh. Yeah, the monks.
So, like the brothers of the brothers in your Catholic school, they were generally taking vows of poverty. The priests, enjoyed spending like anyone else does.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Hey, by the way, where's Bill Donohue? As far as this story goes.
Yeah, where is he? The Catholic League,
when
the
two
head muckety-muck.
stupid DJs had a dumb contest where, unfortunately, a couple had sex at St. Pat's Cathedral.
Heterosexual couple, guy, girl, consenting.
He was all over CNN and Fox, yelling and screaming that we were the devils and all that crap.
Angry.
Really an angry guy, really pissed off, saying we were the scourge of society, and this is the reason why society was failing everybody.
Is it in the realm of possibility that these two working together in St. Pat's, in the offices in St. Pat's, it's not all, church, they're an office for the Monsignor in there. Do you think it's possible they could have had sex in there?
Is it a possibility?
Yeah.
Absolutely a feasible possibility.
I'm thinking, when the passion gets a-rolling, anytime, anywhere, and, we lost our jobs for the same thing, having people go in there and have sex. And meanwhile, who knows if this guy was doing that?
I mean,
it's possible.
And we weren't in the actual church, by the way.
No,
so,
no.
You know, it would be very similar. We were in the vestibule.
What hypocrisy.
What is the Catholic League is built out of you? And, I mean, maybe, I'm sure a lot of the pastors would be interested. I'm curious as to if there anything was written. You guys might want to go and check out that website and just see if anything was written about it.
Interesting.
I don't know, but sometimes they update on their website, so maybe they've written something condemning this.
Yeah, I would hope they would.
But I haven't heard old Billy Boy talking.
Old Billy Boy is hiding, I'm sure.
Of course he is.
And hoping this goes away fast, but it's on the front page of 2 out of the 3 New York newspapers.
This is why you hate people like him. If he was out there and being vocal about this, all right, well, it's just what he does. He's a Law and Order guy.
This just in from Eric Logan. Non-adulterous Christian music is still alive on The Fish here on XM satellite radio.
I didn't get a location check from Mr. Elo today yet. He just jet sets all over the country.
Did we find out what happened yesterday or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
I asked Opie the same question about the secret room and not being allowed in, everything that happened at his little surprise appearance at the release of the new equipment for XM.
Well, they called it Christmas in August. And,
Christmas in August. That's
and it happened 2 blocks from where we broadcast from, and we weren't even invited. We didn't even get an invite.
No.
And I found out about it, and I happened to live so close. I'm like, God, I got to go check it out. And, yeah, then...
You're a stone's throw, Ope.
I walked around, and most people, I just felt, were looking at me like, what are you doing here? We didn't invite you. And then there was a secret room, and I wasn't allowed in there.
Secret.
I guess some incredible technology is coming out in time for Christmas or something. I don't even know. And so I don't know what they told me yesterday.
And then, I asked Ope, what did he say? What did anyone say? And he's like, I don't know.
Remember I said there was no hint that we even worked for the company when I was walking around the big room, and they showed Major League Baseball and Ars Confidential, and I think they had some Al Franken stuff or Air America stuff. I'm not positive now. But I definitely looked for our stuff, not even a hint that we work for the company. I was told the reason we had no signage at the event, this I remember, was because I guess the Teamsters are really big fans of the show, and they stole...
This is really what you heard.
And they stole, what are they called? Our big pictures, our placards, or whatever you want to call them.
They're huge pictures of us, yeah.
They
Signage.
stole the Opie and Anthony signage.
That's not out of the realm of possibility. That
they
someone
assumed
took it.
that they were going to pack it up until next time, but I guess a few Teamsters are huge fans of the show and decided they needed life-size blow-up pictures of Anthony and I so they could go home and jerk off to our pictures.
Right.
What else are you going to do with these dumb pictures?
Exactly.
That's what was told to me. That's why we had no representation at the thing.
Apparently, Jimmy Hoffa has your thing somewhere in the Meadowlands. Stolen by Teamsters.
So this was being told to me yesterday while I was in my apartment, and this is the face I made as they were telling me. I was embarrassed to hear the explanation.
All right, so why weren't you
a little light?
Why weren't you allowed in the secret room? Did the Teamsters steal the list?
That I still don't know. I still don't know. It was.
But you did say that there's some guy that actually builds the stuff. The stuff.
Not builds.
What does he do?
I guess his job is to make it all work.
Isn't that part of building?
I think they outsource that stuff, right?
No, they all got internal guys.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, you're right. But it's a whole different department. So these guys build the stuff, and then this guy Tony has to make sure it works.
Yeah, and he wasn't allowed in.
Supposedly, no.
I don't believe that.
But even if it is true, what is that supposed to go? Look, it wasn't just with you. There was incompetence all over the place. That's not acceptable. Why wasn't he allowed in?
Yeah.
Isn't Tony the tech guy?
Yeah.
The guy who built this studio?
Yeah.
Of course he was allowed in. Maybe he didn't want to go in because he designed half the shit.
Knows what's in it. It's not a secret room. It's the well-known room to him.
It's his basement. Right. Guy built this studio. He doesn't care about that room. He's seen it all.
Yeah.
What do you think? They're not telling him? All right, we got some technology. Ixnay on mentioning it in front of the head tech guy, A. Who sees it then?
There was no one in there.
But did the Monsignor bring in the old DiFilippo chick and eat her ass by the new MiFi? What happened in that room?
So I don't know. I'm pretty much done with the excuses. we'll do our radio show, and that's that.
I think you deserve an explanation.
We have passion for what we do, and we'll be the best at this again.
Right.
But as far as Washington goes, whatever. I'm done with your dumb excuses. They stole our blow-up pictures, and that's why there was not a hint that we worked for the company. That's silly. That's just silly.
It's silly.
That is. There's no other way to put that. Some excuses are asinine, others silly.
Apparently, it was told to me like this. Apparently, a few of the Teamsters are fans of the show.
Teamsters stealing your pictures? We'll tell you about it. Shut up.
Shut up. It's not fine art.
I know.
Caricature of two morons.
I know. What are you going to do with it?
They transferred the weight immediately. The censors didn't pick it up. Jesus. But I don't. Even that. Okay, whatever. I mean, I don't. That's an odd explanation, and I don't want to use harsh language like silly, but it could be. But why weren't you allowed in the room?
I don't
That's what
know.
bugs me.
It was explained to me, and I don't even know what they told me.
There's no reason for it.
See, in conjunction with not being let in the room, you tend to not believe the Teamster picture story.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
If it was only the picture, and they were happy to see you there, right? And you were in the secret room, and everybody from XM made you feel welcome, then you would go, the Teamsters probably stole our pictures. But when the picture isn't there, and you're treated like the scourge of society, and they don't let you in the secret room, no one talks to you, you're not a welcome member of XM, then you tend to think the picture excuse is silly.
Oh, the excuses just get creepier and creepier.
You know how people act around this program? People from D.C. They like. You ever see when they're like at Leavenworth when they're walking some guy who like has AIDS and spits on you? The way the guards will handle him.
Yes.
The way they'll put gloves on and put his hand behind, step behind him, and just touch his elbow. And
that's exactly
that's the
how
same vibe.
we feel. That's how they treat us.
We're bringing a lot of people to satellite radio, and
yes,
I don't know.
It's good though.
I don't know. It's weird.
Hey, you know what? The show's going great. People enjoy it. We're having fun doing it.
That's right.
That's all I really give a flying fuck about. I don't care. An occasional visit to the secret room would be nice.
I just
appreciation.
I've been at this a long time. I'm just looking for just a little bit of respect.
Ah,
just a little.
Good luck finding that.
I don't need people kissing my ass as I walk around all day long, but just a little respect
Good
every once
luck.
in a while would be nice.
You were in the Daily News the other day as a celebrity sighting. That's not bad.
It ain't gonna happen. No respect.
All right, let's go to Chris. Chris, what's up?
Hello.
Yes.
Go ahead, Chris.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Hi.
I talked to my priest about how he lives, and apparently he makes between $60,000 and $80,000 a year. All his bills are paid. He has a house that's paid, and they buy him a car. So everything that he makes is his.
You know, does he pay taxes at least? I know the church pays no property taxes.
No
They
taxes.
probably have ridiculous deductions they're allowed.
No taxes.
I'm sure they have to pay personal income tax,
Yeah,
sir.
but the deductions, you're right.
But they probably get a ridiculous amount of deductions for...
I was just watching one of Carlin's old
related.
specials, and he was talking
Yeah,
about the
well,
church.
apparently-
Hold on, buddy, one second. He was talking about the taxes of the church. We've all said they should pay taxes, but Carlin was so brilliant. It's talking about how if you want to get involved in social policy and you want to have such a vocal position in politics, and then you better pay, your fucking
How about
tax.
paying
It's just
your
great.
share?
Your price of admission, as he called it, yeah. Brilliant.
It's not like the Catholic Church is broke, that's for sure. Yeah, it would be nice to contribute a little bit.
All right, why don't we say hi to Nick? Nick from Rockland. Nick, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you, Nick?
Yeah, I just, you played my show yesterday, and, oh, man, you guys, destroyed me.
Really?
Like,
You're Nick from Nick and George, or George and Nick?
yeah.
Do we have your, hold on, we got your stuff right here, Nick and
The George and Nick show.
Oh, yeah.
Is it George and Nick or Nick and George?
Well, we started out as George and Nick, but I don't know. I'm thinking Nick and George sound better.
That's the logical
You're
progression.
thinking. So you're second guy on the bill?
Oh, no.
Yeah, how you doing, man? I hear you.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, it's good. Hey, is there anybody else there that no one knows about?
Do you have a nameless guy?
That gets cut out of every photo. All you see is 2 millionaires and a shoulder.
Oh, that's horrid. That's hilarious.
Nick
Yeah.
and George, okay.
And you're George?
And Nick.
Oh, no, Nick.
He's
Okay,
Nick.
you're Nick. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be handing out some more golden tickets, so people are starting to send in their radio shows, and Nick and George were brave enough to send in their, what is it, a podcast?
Actually, we're freshman college radio.
All right.
Ah.
And yeah, I mean, you guys have influenced me like greatly. You're basically like the reason I started to go into radio.
Isn't that nice, Opie? Look, we're molding young lives.
I'm sorry about that, bro, because the business has changed to the point there's no money to be made anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Opie took it all.
Freshman college, I mean, that's pretty young. I mean, it's
you know what? I got to tell Nick something. Someday I will bring in my college radio shows. And I got to tell you, your Nick and George show is much better than what I was doing in college.
Ah, now that he's on the phone, you got to make him feel better.
Which
one was Nick and George? I'm trying to remember.
I
what
was
bit
doing
they
stuff
did.
like the Genesee Valley forecast back then. Giving the temperatures for towns that I couldn't pronounce.
It's very important in the public interest kind of thing to do, Opie.
Yeah, I heard it. Like my cousin Danny,
Danny?
He called me up. He's like, yo, they just played a piece of your show, so I waited for the replay.
He waits for the replay, and we just slammed him.
Yeah, I was just like, I probably felt like how Norton felt with the large-backed man.
Really good?
Where he enjoyed it so much, and then feeling that back, and then he
expecting one thing, and then you get something else.
Well, maybe we weren't fair to the Nick and George show.
I don't remember what was a bit. Oh,
I got 3 bits in front of me: hairy ass, Halloween, or puberty.
Yeah, you guys couldn't have picked gayer stuff.
Oh, the puberty one, right? Where the guy in the dude, what is with the guy in the puberty shirt?
I don't know, because my co-host George, he's so random. Like he'll just spurt out stuff, and I just have to go with it.
Yeah, but what was he getting at? Like that would have been something that here on this show would have gotten the crickets and would have ended up on the bomb segment. Yeah. But he kept going with the gag. What is it, like puberty's chasing him?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just, like I said, he's just completely random. But
yeah,
I mean he has.
Nick, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think you got to get rid of George.
Yeah.
Well,
you have any other friends you could do the show with? Because I hear a little talent in Nick.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think George is holding you back.
I really like George.
Listen to me. George is a cancer and an anchor. Fire him.
Actually, I wasn't even going to send it in for the golden ticket. It was actually before. I just wanted to get my foot in the door for an internship, but I guess it got put under the golden ticket thing.
Oh.
Well, we're looking for internships for the fall, so email Ben, tell him you were on the radio show, and we'll get you an interview.
Yeah?
Yeah. We got to play some Nick and George here. How about we go with the hairy-ass one?
I think it does change something that it's a college freshman radio show as opposed to a,
Of course.
Yes.
Makes it hotter.
Here's the Nick and George show.
Well, everyone complained because apparently everyone thinks I have a hairy ass now, which I do. It don't make you a bad person.
All right, we're going to critique your little show here, bro.
First of all, how long has James Mason been on your show?
We're going to start over, and we're going to stop the tape. This is called an air check session.
Nice reference for a college student there, Jim.
Yo.
Oh.
What happened? Oh. What line?
No, he's getting him on the phone right now.
Good.
We just talked to him in the office.
Oh, Bill Donohue's going to come on our show today?
Got to respect that.
Oh. How about that?
You might have to hold on a minute, buddy.
Nick, we're going to have to put you on hold.
Yeah, that's all right.
A guy that hates our guts is going to be on the show with us in a minute here.
Yeah, he's a dick.
If he's coming on the radio, I respect that, though. If a guy's going to come on and defend his position.
Absolutely.
Fine.
All right, hold on, Nick.
All right.
This could be good. Okay. Mr. Donohue.
Yes.
Hi.
It's Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton. You might remember us.
Holy smokes, I think I remember who you guys are.
You think? You were all over the TV 3 years ago having fun with us.
Yes, I did.
Now, how did you know we were talking about you?
No,
we called.
Ben
we
called.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That way we know it's actually him.
Well, this is a little uncomfortable because I know you don't really like us.
Well, I mean, listen, quite frankly, fellas, that you did one thing there which was offensive, and I came out against you. And at the time, though, remember what I did. After the station was taking some steps against you, I said to the FCC, stop it. I said, I'm not interested in punishing any further. I got what I wanted.
Yeah, after we got fired.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I didn't want to go after the station at that point because I figured I got what I wanted.
Now, Bill, the biggest problem I had was it didn't appear that you heard that show, heard any of the context, and was basing your statements on what was in the press.
That's true.
That is true. Isn't that a bit unfair? Because to tell you the truth, the press really got a lot of that wrong. It was blown up because, as you know, the media likes making a bigger thing of these stories than they really are. And it was quoted as pew-rocking sex in St. Pat's, which it wasn't. How could you come out so strongly and not really know all the facts?
Well, I'll be quite honest with you. I never saw a report to the contrary. In other words, I understand what you're saying, that the media sometimes blow these things out of proportion. But when I see it's uniform, when I couldn't find a single story which gave me an alternative understanding.
Coming to the source might have been nice. Us, we couldn't tell what happened because we had a gag order on us.
Well, weren't you with the guys who set this thing up? I mean, this whole thing was a setup that this guy and gal who are having sex there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a holy day of obligation in St. Patrick's Cathedral. I mean, that's just downright offensive.
You know something? You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But in the context of the show itself, no one was actually supposed to go to St. Pat's. It was on a list for, I guess, shock value. But the truth of the matter is, they were not in the church. They were in a vestibule. They weren't amongst the parishioners, as was reported in the papers. And we were fired for a lot of the stuff that was written in the papers, and for you coming out just based on what you read in the papers.
Well, as I said, every report that I looked at had the exact same account. I don't recall one conflicting report. And, you know, like anybody else, when you see that kind of uniformity, it suggests that there's a certain degree of veracity.
Do you also know there was no foul language that was against FCC regulations used in the entire broadcast?
I don't think I ever made I'd have to go back and look at the record, but I don't think I ever made an objection on that.
Well,
my grounds was the fact that...
I'm just talking about how the papers reported it.
Right,
again.
right.
You know, it was another thing that was not very accurate.
They may have hyped it. They may have hyped it. How are you guys doing now?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Actually,
we're
we're doing very well, Mr. Donohue.
We're
here on satellite radio.
Well, that seems to be the wave.
And we're getting a lot of people listening to the program, the new program, and we're very, very happy.
And I'm not blaming you guys for it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, I have never in my life gotten so much hate mail, and I get a lot of hate mail because I make a lot of people angry at me.
Yes.
But, you know, that's what I do for a living. But quite frankly, I don't ever remember seeing so much hate mail. It came in by the tons.
They're diabolical.
I mean, you guys got some great fans out there. But
they're pests. They're pests, Bill.
I keep trying to tell people I am neither saint nor Satan, but that's what the mail comes in. I'm either one or the other.
Yeah.
So we were thinking this morning, because we were looking at, obviously, you know, the cover of the papers, and we were like, wow, I wonder if Donohue came out about this. I mean, so we were curious as to what your take was, or if the Catholic League had any type of a vocal
well, they wanted me on Current Edition or one of these damn things last night, and I said, no, I'm not going to go on. But it's in today's Newsday. They just have one comment by me. This is devastating not just because he's a power player in the Catholic community, but because he's such a well-known champion of orthodoxy. And obviously, that's all I can say at this point. It doesn't look good, obviously. I mean, anybody reads the papers, looks like this guy's guilty. I've known him over the years, and I'm watching this thing intently. But let me tell you something, fellas. I'm here to defend the Catholic Church against wrongdoing. I'm not here to defend the wrongdoing in the Catholic Church. I've never defended some of these pedophile priests, these homosexual priests, these predators. I'm not going to defend anybody who...
I understand you don't defend them, but you don't come out against them with as much fervor as you did against us.
Well, you know, quite frankly, I mean, then it'd be like, what would you say to the ADL if they had a similar situation? I mean, we're an anti-defamation organization. I mean, I don't go around giving trophies to people who say nice things about Catholics. I come out to defend people like Mel Gibson, who's a good guy who got ripped apart by people who, for all kinds of reasons, because he's anti-Semitic, he's engaged in violence, it's pornography, all of which was a lie. You know, and listen, there are priests who are lousy priests, obviously, and I don't feel it's my necessity to go out and blast every Father Murphy who can't keep his zipper up.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say this, but I like Bill.
I like Bill Donohue.
I hate to say it, but I'm liking Bill Donohue.
This hurts.
Well, listen, I'm just a straight shooter. I'm not going to clean up this mess because somebody else keeps spilling it. And, quite frankly, all men have breaks. And if they don't want to use them, then you have to deal with the consequences of your behavior.
Yeah.
Do you think the church has taken enough steps to kind of stop a lot of the things that have been going on, which have been covered up for a long time?
I think most of the damage was done in the late 60s, the 70s, and the first part of the 80s. And since the 90s, at least, a lot of steps have been taken to deal with this stuff. It angers me to no end, a lot more than you probably realize. I mean, after all, I'm the guy who's there defending the Catholic Church. So when I see this stuff, my blood boils because I am sick and tired of some of these priests who act this way. And you know what? If you can't abide by the rules, then get out.
Yeah. No, that seems to be the thing, but it doesn't seem to be going that way. They seem to be covering it up and.
Well, listen, I will say this, and look. When it comes to dealing with the media, most of these Catholic dioceses do a lousy job. That's because they're scared to death of the media. I have to tell you, in all honesty, I have been treated fairly, I'd say 90% of the time. I have been quoted correctly most of the time. I've had some ugly incidences. We all have them. You deal with the media on a daily basis. They can cut and clip and paste, as we know. But for the most part, they're fairly up straight. And when I hear these bishops and these spokesmen for the diocese always want to go mum on the issue, don't they realize that they're just itching away then at the media? The media are going to just keep scratching until they find out, why aren't you being straight with us? That's what the media do for a living. They try to find out the truth. And I'm not going to protect some of these numbskulls who work for these bishops as directors of communication because I've met enough of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, the guy. What are you going to say? The guy
fair.
makes a good point. I hate the fact that I'm not really angry with.
Not
Bill
even
Donohue.
a little. I'm enjoying this.
Well, listen, you guys are obviously very talented fellas. I mean, you wouldn't have been done so well before, and then you bounce back very quickly. So, I mean, you've got a great audience out there. And, I just wish you well. I don't go around holding grudges with people. I move on.
Forgive and forget.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, listen, we all screw up. So what am I going to do? Just sit around here and just lambaste Opie and Anthony for the rest of my life? I mean...
Yeah, we only had to sit out 2.5 years.
It was only 2.5 years of our lives, Bill.
Oh, it was all right. I guess you're right.
Yeah. Now I'm dealing with things like the Da Vinci Code and stuff like that. Now I got to...
Yeah, what's your beef with that?
Well, I don't know. I was on with the Today Show yesterday. I'll be on with Paul Azan tonight to discuss this. I haven't seen the movie because they haven't filmed one shot of it. But
did you read the book?
Yeah, I read the book. I had to read the book because the media kept calling me about it, and I kept making comments. I haven't read the bloody book. I figured I might as well read it. I don't want to be a liar. Mm-hmm. So I had to read the damn book over a weekend, and it's okay. But look, what I don't like about it is this. I don't, the Mary Magdalene thing, that doesn't bother me so much as this idea that the Catholic Church just invented the idea of Jesus' divinity in 325 of the Council of Nicaea is historical garbage. And I know something about this period in history. And, look, if Dan Brown wants to sell this as a work of fiction, I wrote to him on March the 18th of this year. That's fine with me. But if you want to say it's fact and fiction, then I think, we're going to have something to say about it. I will also say that, and you guys won't like this, I'm sure, but that's okay. I'm going to Nashville on Sunday to join in with some of these evangelicals on Justice Sunday 2, dealing with the whole question of getting pro-life Christians on the court. And I'm very concerned about some of the anti-Catholic comments that have been made against John Roberts.
What's this ad CNN is supposedly going to, something that's not even true, they're supposed to air something about?
Yeah. I mean, look, he defended some anti-abortion protesters on free speech grounds. The question is this, is he in favor of the bomb throwers in the lunatics in the pro-life community who throw bombs at the clinics? Of course he is. That's like saying that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is the general counsel of the American Civil Liberties Union, is in favor of Nazis because she defends the right of Nazis to march in Skokie. Nobody would make that argument. So I look, if you don't like Roberts, go against him for different reasons, but my job is just simply here to say to the Kennedys and Schumers and Leahys and Durbins, as well as the Barbara Walters and the NPR people, Mario Cuomo, Larry King, all these people who keep raising, you know what, this guy's a Catholic. This would be the fourth. Christopher Hitchens, that bigot. This will be the fourth Catholic that we have on the bench. Well, we got 2 Jews on the Supreme Court. Is that a problem? I mean, if we had all blacks, why would anybody care as long as they're qualified? But this kind of crap against Catholics is the kind of thing that just gets my blood boiling.
But it happens every single time on both sides. It happens every single time a president gets to appoint a judge.
It didn't happen with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Stephen Breyer. Believe me, we researched this, guys. Nobody made a comment because they were Jews.
I'm not saying it's all solely based on religion, but every time there's a problem with the side that isn't getting to pick the judge. It's just the way it is. And the abortion issue, you're never going to get people together on that one. That's one of the biggest dividing issues as far as the Supreme Court appointees go.
Well, it sure is, and let's see how it plays out in 2008. Because if Mr. Giuliani, who did admittedly a very good job in New York City, wants to become president, he's going to have to explain to the Republican Party why he's in favor of killing kids who are 80% born.
What? Wait, Bill. It's statements like that that get people crazy.
Well,
how the hell is he in favor of killing children that are 80%?
He's against blocking any law which would make partial birth abortion, which means allowing a kid who's 80% born to be killed. A doctor takes a scissors and sticks it into the kid's skull so it can go through the woman's canal.
Right. But do you understand that procedure isn't used as just a form of birth control in this country? It is used only under circumstances of the woman's life being in danger.
That's not true. Woman's life being in danger is interpreted as psychological. If it were purely physical, you might have an argument. But we've seen this. Ron Fitzsimmons made this argument for years that this is all about the woman. Then he finally had a breakdown in 1995. He went on Nightline and he said, "Listen, I was a liar. In fact, this is a common procedure and whatnot." Now, all I'm saying is that if you want to be president of the United States in the Republican Party and you're not against partial birth abortion, look what Jeanine Pirro did yesterday. She came out against partial birth abortion. Now, is she sincere? Probably not. But at least she was smart enough to do that. Rudy won't even give us partial birth. He won't even say he's against partial birth.
Yeah, well, it's they call that the slippery slope, my friend. When you start with the partial birth, and before you know it, woman, back in the back alley with the hangers again, Bill.
Why were they always in the back of the
I don't know. Always in the back alley with the hanger.
How do we know they were coat hangers? In there with the graduates?
Wood
or wire?
I don't even think they wore wire hangers.
Wood or wire.
They're all wood. Oh, Jesus. Did Bill just say wood or wire?
Yeah. God, you want to do the radio show with us?
Pretty funny.
You're perfect. Can you come in and do the news?
Wood or wire?
Oh, my God. Well, I got to tell you, Bill, it's been a long time coming, and it's been very nice talking to you.
Listen, I have an entirely different attitude toward you, and now I'm going to see what all your fan base will have to say about me today, because they hated me before. Maybe they'll think I'm not half bad today.
Bill, I got to tell you, when we were coming back to radio, XM was paranoid, and so was Sirius. Ant and I had to decide between the 2 satellite companies. And they all thought you were going to be all over the TV again, ranting and raving about us. But then when you found out that we signed with XM, you had a nice little statement like, you wished us luck and stuff.
Yeah, and I do wish you luck. What the hell? I mean, look, like I said, we started the show talking about some of the possible screw-ups in the Catholic Church, which I'm not going to defend. So that doesn't mean I'm going to stop loving the Catholic Church, but I'm not going to defend the indefensible. And there's a lot of dirty laundry out there. On the other hand, let me tell you this much: there's an awful lot of dirty laundry about sexual molestation committed by public school employees, and nobody wants to talk about it. And that's, again, something that makes my blood boil. That's why I drink so much.
All right, Bill. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming on.
Good. Thank you very much.
All right, there he goes.
Care.
Bill Donohue.
Take care.
Head of the Catholic League, right?
I really didn't want to like him.
I am angry. I hate the fact that he was a good guest.
It was great.
And funny. I hated that guy.
That guy was all over TV when we fucked up.
I hated that guy a couple of years ago.
Do we have any of the stuff he said back in the day?
But I like the
stuff
fact
was priceless.
This is what I like, that you said the fact that you didn't read the transcripts. He's like, no, like you just told the truth. Like, no, I didn't. Well, you didn't lie.
Damn it.
Yeah. Like you really want to, like when Richard Huff came on, like for a much lesser degree.
What's with these guys that come on the damn show?
I know, and they're fun.
And you can't just lay into them and curse him out and hang up.
Because I dislike him for that one incident with this show, but I like the way he makes those arguments against, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the the Bader Ginsburg argument, and a lot of those other things I probably would agree with him on, except for the abortion issue.
Well, of course he wasn't going to see it our way with the Sex for Sam thing.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd listened to the show.
Well, halfway through that, I started thinking, oh, my God, I'm defending it. Jesus.
Yeah.
I sound silly.
Yeah, it's really tough
when
to
he
defend
said,
what we did.
well, look, there was no reports to the contrary. They had, sex in front of, in the
But
church
he's
in a
smart
day of
enough to-
obligation.
It wasn't in the church. It was a vestibule.
I know.
I'm trying
You're
my
getting all
damnedest.
technical.
It's like it's 2 years ago again. I'm just trying, digging, clawing. I stink.
It was almost midnight, not quite the day.
Before it was built, there wasn't even a church there.
You brought up a scary point, though. One news outlet runs with the story and everyone else jumps on, and they don't even do their own research. They all just follow the leader in the media, because I couldn't find one story that said differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the same way. We got articles from all over the world. It was the exact same text in every single article.
Yeah.
Now, one person did their own homework or research.
I don't know. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's us, Opie.
Huh.
I think back at AAF, we'd have heard a couple of whatever dudes out of you. And I probably would have went into a voice and told him to go fuck himself. I think we're getting mature.
Ew. You're growing up.
I think we're growing up.
But can you imagine this? It's about time now that we're 50.
You're not. Day over 30. Neither one of you.
That's right, kids. We're 50 years old.
50.
He just got woken up, probably. I mean, it was 7-something in the morning by Ben or whoever it was, and they said, "You want to come on the air or whatever?" He's like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, well,
no
sure.
preparation. He just came on the air 2 minutes later. You got to respect that.
Got to give it to him.
Hey,
I respect anybody that has a beef with the show or had a beef and comes on and discusses it. You can't fault him.
This might be Ron from Ron and Fez. Ron?
Hey, you guys always kiss somebody after they rape you?
Yeah, this is Ron from Ron and Fez. They're debuting on 202 on September 12th. What's up, Ron?
What are you doing making out with this guy on the fucking air today?
It was a love fest, wasn't it, Ron?
Ah, shit.
Jimmy just spilled all his coffee all over himself. That mature thing I just said? Forget it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Jimmy just spilled a whole cup of Starbucks coffee all over the place. Yeah, you know what? Ron was affected by the whole sex
Of course
thing,
he was.
and I don't think he's too happy that we just kissed Bill Donohue's ass on our show.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. First of all, with Bill O'Donohue, is it O'Donohue or Donahue?
Bill Donohue.
Bill Donohue.
We call him Billy.
For the rest of the country, really fast, just to get everyone on the same page, when we effed up, Bill Donohue is pretty much the reason we got fired. He went all over CNN and Fox, and he was everywhere for like 3 or 4 days straight, just killing us. Killing us.
Well, see, here's the thing that was who asked him to do any of this work? He doesn't work for the Catholic Church. He has nothing to do with the Catholic Church.
It's his own little mission in life, I guess,
Right.
Ron.
But he uses their heat. So basically, he's like a pest for the fucking Pope.
A pest for the
He
Pope.
goes out and does the Pope's dirty work.
He does the attacks on the media.
Right. Exactly. And that's what exactly happened against you guys. So when all that shit went down, I called some people in the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church could go, hey, we have nothing to do with this. Our priest at St. Patrick's, he has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he was a spokesman for St. Patrick's, but he wasn't. No one ever made a comment from St. Pat's.
No.
When we
He
did what we
just
did.
uses the power of the church to run around, get involved in political things, and you hear him, he sounds like a union boss. He's just a regular guy.
union
He's like, hey.
He does.
Yeah, he was talking about hangers. Jesus.
That was a funny gag.
It was.
I don't know, Ron. You're right. I wanted to be able to just lay into him, but I guess it's, a credit to him and how much of a regular guy he does come off as.
And quite frankly,
running
Ron,
an angle.
quite frankly, we were a little scared.
I didn't want to get fired again.
We've lost a little of the fight there, Ron. When you sit out 2.5 years, you get a little scared.
We're the wife with the 2 black eyes and the bloody nose. We know we're going back.
Yeah.
We're just here at the shelter for a little bit.
Well, maybe if I keep the house clean, everything will be okay.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I'll clean up. Whatever Bill wants, Bill gets. I just don't want to get hit again.
We're beaten men.
I just want to know where he makes his money.
Yeah, well, that would have been a good...
How does he afford to do this? How is he raising money to keep this gig going?
Well, is it a non-profit organization? My question is maybe most
donations.
non-profit people have a way of having their salary paid under the umbrella of what the organization takes in.
Yeah, donations probably.
I'm sure he's doing very, very well for himself.
I'm sure he is too.
And Ron, my friend, let me tell you something. I had a lot of time to think. We were on the sidelines for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that Ant and I did that affected you as well is the best thing that ever happened to all of us.
Really?
And one day you'll understand that, my friend.
Is that it? It's the bigger picture we're looking at here?
We would still be stuck on commercial radio. I'm telling you, we had to do our time, and now we're all going to be just that much better.
We know we'd have been fired 20 more times after that last one.
So that was God's will.
It was
God's will that day.
And it's ironic that it happened right there in St. Pat's.
I think it was the best thing that happened to our careers. I truly believe that. I didn't believe it at the time, and it took a long time to understand that. But now I fully believe that.
God bless Bill Donohue.
That's right. We're going to go out for beers with him.
I hope
Bill Donohue, by the way, Ron.
Wait,
golden
what did Ron
ticket.
Say?
Oh, what was that, Ron?
I hope he rots in hell.
Wow.
We're giving him a golden ticket. He's getting his own show here on 202.
It's Catholic talk. With Bill Donohue.
We forgot to tell you, we hired a news guy for you. His name is...
Hey, by the way, Fez has been getting harassed at his fucking home number.
Well, you gave it out on the air.
Yeah, I made a mistake and gave it out.
A mistake 5 times.
Can we play some of those tapes for you to help promote your show?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Well, tell them to send some of the good ones into our staff here.
What happens, though, is that he didn't realize is that every time they did a replay that day...
Oh, the phone's ringing.
The phones blew up again.
Oh, you have a lot to learn, my friend. Those replays are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You can't hide. You can't hide anymore. Remember the days you'd have a really bad guest on your program, and then you would trash them from the time they left the studio until they got in their car, and they had no idea because then they would turn on the station?
Yeah.
Well, now they get to hear exactly what you think about them during the replays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm standing here in shame. 2 men helped clean up my spill.
You really fucked up.
That's, a cup of coffee, it happens.
And this console is the worst
Why
of
are
that.
you making Ed Schwartz
I'm
clean
not
up?
making him. They just came in. I didn't ask Mr. Schwartz to clean up.
He's checking the circuitry.
Ed is panicking and fighting the urge to drill his elbow into my fat face.
That guy is a very, very talented man at
pretty
XM.
much the brains behind most of this stuff.
Pretty much he is, and you have him cleaning up your coffee.
I don't have him cleaning my coffee. He's making sure everything is okay.
There is so much coffee now between the 2 layers of the console. This is the worst console for spilling on, Jimmy.
Well, it's not like I picked consoles and said, all right, let me spill this one. It'd be the most trouble.
It's so funny. It's just coffee. This brings back a memory. I was working in Rochester, WCMF, Rochester's home of rock and roll. I was fortunate enough to work for 3 homes of rock and roll in my career.
Wow.
And I was just a young go-getter getting some weekend shifts, and I would drink on the job.
Of course.
And I would have my beers on the console as I'm spinning Zeppelin records and Def Leppard records.
Loosen up.
I knocked one down into the board, and for the rest of my shift, I hear like...
Yeah, you hope nothing happens, and then all of a sudden you start hearing it just slowly go away.
And in between 20-minute music sweeps, I was trying to clean the beer out of the circuitry, thinking the whole time that the whole station was going to go off the air at any moment. And that would have been it for me. I would have been fired, and I probably wouldn't be here today because I really needed that job to get the next job, to get the next job, to finally meet Anthony to get here. So,
look,
I lucked out.
These jackasses, it's not Phil Donohue. This guy Bob from Boston keeps going, and it's Phil Donohue, not Bill Donohue. It's not that Donohue, you jack-off. God, what a tool. He's correcting me 8,000 times.
It's Bill Donohue.
I'm sure Bill Donohue is not even his real name.
You don't think?
Probably Schwartzman or something.
I respect the guy for calling in, though. I mean, we asked for him, emailed him, or however Ben got a hold of him, and he knows there was obviously an adversarial relationship, and he's like, all right, and he just called in.
He does like any press he can get, though.
Understandable, but you expect conflict. Like, all right, this is going to be nasty. What about this guy? That doesn't look good.
He was honest. He said he never heard the show and, never really did much of his own research.
Yeah, at least I got that answer.
He got got on the front page of the paper. That's all he wanted. Of course he has no hard feelings towards you guys. You helped his career.
Damn it, Ron is right.
I know.
Call back, Bill! Call him back!
Hey, trust me, my parents are very involved in the Catholic Church, and it's, hundreds of miles away from you guys, and it would be in their little newsletter, like, here's some of the stuff going on. We've got to defend the church.
Yeah.
Defend the church. They're the biggest landowner on the planet.
Yeah. Now I feel all bad that Ron's yelling at us.
I wish I was we handled it well.
Yeah.
The guy does what he does. I mean, it's like it's on the left and the right. You're going to get it from both people. We asked him to call in to deal with whatever's going on, and he dealt. He called in. Fine. It's not like he bashed us in a newsletter again. They wanted me to call in, but I wouldn't be associated with that. He's all right.
It's like somebody saying, yeah, you know what? I ran over your kid with a car 2 years ago. Let's put that behind us and have a beer. These are good times.
Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, you're making us feel really bad about ourselves today.
Ron, you haven't learned what forgive and forget is.
That's right.
All this stuff we went over in the secret room the other day. Where were you guys?
Yeah. You were in there? Damn it.
Yeah.
I just want to know what was in the secret room.
Knew it.
What the hell's in there?
Gets in the secret room.
I think there was just one big orgy going on in there, and they had no technology to show off. I think they were just doing rails of coke in there.
It was the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
How that guy got... This guy's still annoying me. How he got Phil Donohue confused with Bill Donohue. On opposite ends of the spectrum. Their politics. What a tool. Bob M. from Boston. Figures Boston.
Don't ban him.
The weird thing
I'm gonna ban him.
Don't ban him.
I'm banning him right now.
No, don't ban him.
Ban this IP address.
Don't, Ed.
Oh, you're a tough nut.
Don't.
All
He was
right.
just a little
All
confused.
right, I'll let him through.
This is why it's confusing. Both of those guys, Bill Donohue and Phil Donohue, have fucked Marlo Thomas.
Ooh.
That's the weird deal.
Sexploits.
All right, Ron.
Yeah. Ron,
All
thank
right,
you.
boys.
Thank you for a little perspective.
Did you have fun the other day?
Yeah, I had a great time.
Cool.
I had a great time.
Can't wait till you guys start, and we'll hang out a little bit, do a little crossover action again.
Yeah, I guess we're going to come on and do a couple of shows the week before we go on the air ourselves. So we're going
Nice.
to hang out with you guys.
Awesome.
Very good.
Ron and Fez debuting on 202 September 12th, right?
Yeah.
All right.
See you later, boys.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks,
Toughen up.
There goes Ron.
Toughen up. Ron's one of those guys, though. He holds a grudge like the mafia. He definitely doesn't. If somebody wronged him like that, he'll come at. He doesn't care. Nothing. Come at him. We're like, we understand. We were off the air for 2.5 years, 2 years, whatever it was, and it affected us.
Yeah.
We're kind of like now we take things a little lighter.
I think if we talked to Bill Donohue a year ago...
that would have went a lot differently.
A lot differently. But now we're back doing our thing. It's been almost a year, and...
I understand what Ron's saying. You know, we could have sat there and questioned him on it. You know, where do you make your money? Why are you using the Catholic Church as muscle for your agendas? Things like that. But pretty much just wanted to talk about the issue we read about in the paper and our problem.
We could easily have him come back on the show.
It's hard to get annoyed. And believe me, I figured I would be very irritated speaking to him because but when he starts going, hey, look, I'm not going to defend these pedophiles. It's like, all right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's
what
one
we
of the
should
points we made
What?
many times in this program.
Yeah.
Why isn't he, jumping all over those guys?
Here's what we should do. He's always popping up in the news for something. We know where he is now. Let's keep an eye on him. Let's keep an eye on him now. Now look what we do.
I like what you do.
Now when something happens, now we can get in touch with him and discuss it on our show, and we'll see where he stands on some of this stuff.
All right. Well, this Beauty and the Priest story it's got some legs, and she has legs. So as that story develops, maybe we'll get Bill on again to discuss that, and then we'll sneak a few of those other questions in there.
Yeah. Where do you make your money? Ron wants to know.
That's right. Let's say hi to Trucker Tim. Trucker Tim, what's up?
Morning, boys.
Morning.
This guy is such a fucking bullshit artist. He's nothing but a right-wing operative for the Catholic Church. He lied to you about the Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That precedent was a deal that was brought to the President of the United States by Orrin Hatch, a Republican senator. I hate fucking politicians because this is what the fuck they do. They lie to you.
Wait, what deal are you talking about? Because none of us really know.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, he's talking about how the Republicans overwhelmingly nominated and approved Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice. There's like 90 senators approved her, which is over. I mean, just that has to be the majority of the Republican senators. It's such bullshit.
Well, I don't remember the point. I know he did say something about nobody was criticizing her or the other guy for being Jews. Like that wasn't being brought up. Did he? I don't know if there was other stuff.
Well,
I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah, I think there was more about. I could be wrong, dude.
That, her being Jewish.
He was saying that the religion wasn't mentioned.
And it didn't come up, and it always comes up as far as Catholics go because they're known to be against abortion.
Oh, you know, this guy's right, too, though, because you did say, hey, look, it does come from both sides. And he goes, no, for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, he did kind of say, like, she slid in. But did she slide in relatively easy? I'm sure she had some opposition, but I mean, she didn't go through what Clarence Thomas went through.
No, Clarence Thomas really went through. Yeah.
There was like five Republican senators out of 45 that didn't vote for her. And it's bullshit because it was brought to the president by the Republicans. You know, they made a deal over NAFTA. The president gave the Republicans NAFTA, and the president got Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
And where does this info come from, sir?
You know, it's bullshit.
All right.
I hate politicians. I'm just an anti-politician.
All right. Thank you, Trucker Tim. Let's go to another trucker here. I don't know his name. What's your name, sir?
Oh, that's Dave.
Dave?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Finally glad to have my accent back.
Oh, cool. What do you got?
I was going to say, one of the interns needs to go get a little Jimmy Norton sippy cup for his coffee.
You want a sippy cup, Jimmy?
No, I don't. I just got excited. Sometimes I put my hands up to say something and I just spill coffee.
I can't believe you had Ed Schwartz on his hands and knees cleaning up your coffee mess.
How do you not? He had great cheeks.
I did out, boys.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, let's go back to Nick in Rockland. Nick?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, remember Nick? We were talking to Nick from the George and Nick show.
Thank you, Nick.
Or Nick and George.
George and Nick show.
It's George and Nick.
George and Nick.
This guy's like, it started out George and Nick, but now, you know, I'm thinking maybe it's George and Nick.
Oh, it is George and Nick.
Yeah, he's second guy.
Okay. Soon to be the Nick and George show. Soon to be just the Nick show. All right, so we're going to play a little bit of your tape. I think that's where we're at, right?
On-air critiquing.
Well, we're going to do a little air check session with you.
Any guy named Nick has to be Nick at night if they get the night shift.
Remember these, Anthony? Back in the day when we first started, we'd have to sit down with the general manager of a radio station and do an air check session.
And do an air check where they pick apart every word you utter.
Because because the program director that hired us at WAAF left like 2 weeks after he hired us.
Uh-huh.
After he said it's going to be great and he couldn't wait to work with us.
Yeah, great.
Good old Ron Valeri, who we still love. Anyway, here we go. So it's the George and Nick show. They're trying to get a golden ticket. We already said no, but Nick was brave enough to call our show today. So we're going to play a bit called Hairy Ass.
Well, everyone complained because apparently everyone thinks I have a hairy ass now.
Everyone's complaining that you have a hairy ass.
No, he does. That's George.
George is complaining you have a hairy ass?
No, that he
he has a hairy ass. See, you didn't really convey that very well.
See, but if you're a listener of the program, that's just not believable. Like, is George just walking around completely naked so everyone's like, oh, wow, look, George's ass is really hairy?
He's complaining that his own ass is hairy, Opie.
No, he's not.
What, Nick?
Yes, he's complaining that his, because what happened was he was in a play and he had to take his shirt off and he has the hair at the base of his spine.
Right.
And usually that says that you have a hairy ass.
Yeah, listen again, Ant. Listen to this.
All right.
Well, everyone complained because apparently everyone thinks I have a hairy ass now.
Oh, everyone thinks I have a hairy ass. Very good. Okay.
All right. See, I thought that came from the fact that he was walking around the station without pants on. How else would anyone know that he has a hairy ass?
Really?
But you did explain that, Nick.
Which I do.
It don't make you a bad person.
It doesn't make me a bad person. You have a hairy ass.
He has a hairy leather Cheerio.
You better believe it. His balloon knot.
Oh, see. Oh, you're using too many. They're using too many words for the asshole.
And how does he know that you have a hairy ass?
No, I don't. It's very... I'm getting confused at my own stuff.
Yes, see? And using the J. Moore line, Leather Cheerio, and the Opie's Brother line, Balloon Knot.
Well, they did say they were big fans
I
of the show.
understand.
He
They're
has
fun
a hairy
words.
leather Cheerio.
You better believe it. His balloon knot is...
It's like a jungle out there.
Whose balloon knot is like a jungle?
The GM who was in there because he decided to moon me one night. And,
GM, what, gay man?
GM, the general manager?
Yeah, of the college radio station.
And he's pulling his pants down and showing you his asshole?
Dude, what homo college do you go to? Everyone's showing their asses. And the guy that's supposed to be in charge of the whole college station, he's showing you his asshole?
wasn't a pretty sight.
What's wrong with that? There's a lot wrong with that, Jimmy.
Couple of men.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll show you mine right now. I don't care.
Like
Go
a
ahead,
jungle
dare me.
out there.
No one's going to be daring.
Here comes the singing.
Huh?
Or should I say singing?
All right, hold on. Here we go.
Hairy leather Cheerio.
You better believe it. His balloon knot is...
It's like a jungle out there. They have
Welcome to the jungle!
Okay. All right. That really... No, that
I'm
has
making
to
the
stop.
Percy face like when you eat lemon.
Ugh.
Who sang that?
That was George.
George sang that? You sure it wasn't you?
Yeah.
Every time George goes to the doctor, you should pray for throat polyps.
Maybe it gets better.
But, no, because I had during the show, my shirt was off and I had the hair on the base of my spine. So people came up to me after the show and just went, wow, you must have a tremendously hairy ass. I was like, wow, thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was just your mom that said that, though.
And my dad.
And your dad.
Georgie, your ass must be really hairy.
George, let me shave that, Georgie.
Oh, God.
Georgie, come over here. George,
Get over here, let me shake your ass. You're going to embarrass yourself.
One thing I'll say, they're just like a bunch of dumb friends, kind of like we are, and they talk at least in their real voices, except for the one James Mason guy, kind of like, man, let's shave that ass.
That's true.
At least they're not put on radio voices. And
Yeah.
Well, that's the Nick and George show, everyone.
Hey, Nick.
George show.
You're a good boy, Nick.
Oh.
What, Ant? Don't be so
Jimmy.
scared.
Spraying.
Why? I should have done one of those while they were cleaning the coffee. I didn't think.
I'm going to say it's not bad.
Wow.
For a bunch of freshmen doing a radio show.
You know, I'm glad Nick called, though, because obviously George was the one we had the real problems with. Nick is just kind of, there, and he's talking and everything, but George is the one that was singing the Welcome to the Jungle. And
When he sang Welcome to the Jungle real quick, did you look for something hot to throw in his face? Like coffee or soup of some sort? Quick, heat some broth. You might sing again.
All right, Nick.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to you guys,
Keep up
okay?
your good nature.
Did you get any of these? We sent a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you got anything.
Yeah, we got it all, Nick. Don't you worry about it.
What bit do you think we should play?
Yeah.
Well, I had like this one demo, but it's kind of long.
Don't be shy.
It was on that disc that just said demo. I don't know if you guys still have it.
Hawk?
Nick, you're sounding all dejected and stuff. Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
No. You're on the radio, too.
Yeah, I mean, when you broadcast, maybe 10 or 12 of your friends are listening right now.
Yeah.
There's about 1 million people listening. It's not that big of a difference.
You're Nick of Nick and George, and you're on the radio.
Start acting like Nick from the Nick and George show.
You know, maybe you say, I'm trying to do a radio show, and then maybe your friend sings back, I know you are, I'm sitting right across from you. Ugh.
Nick, anything?
I mean, we have good chemistry.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he
like
does
bleach
a
and
lot of-
ammonia.
Yes.
Just puts people right out.
You know what else has good chemistry? A little gas, and then maybe a piece of cloth that's lit, and you put it in a bottle. They have an interesting chemistry, too.
You know what? You should call George Fuckface on the air. That seems to work.
All right, Nick.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
All right, thanks a lot.
Good luck, and
good luck
all
to
of
you,
your
Nick.
future endeavors.
You like Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you're all right.
Nick's not
All
bad.
right, thanks.
Keep trying, man.
George is the problem.
You guys
right.
have just begun, so keep at it, all right?
Yeah, we're going to going to be not seen.
Yeah, we don't.
Sophomores next
We
year,
don't care.
I don't know. Nick has a sweet disposition. I want to tussle his hair.
Nick, you sound depressed.
Oh no, I mean, you guys, I idolize you guys.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever get guests on your show?
Not yet. We had a hot sauce challenge, just like Ron and Fez had, and we had a bunch of people with the spelling bee. That was like the biggest thing we've done so far.
Yeah. No celebrity guests though.
No.
Yeah, we hear you.
Where's your show based out of?
Plattsburgh, New York.
All right, well, that's a hotbed.
Well, it's right next to Montreal, so we go drinking on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nick, you're sounding really depressed and
Yeah.
down.
I don't know how you guys get up so early in the morning.
Oh, it stinks.
It's awful. All right,
We're
Nick.
not doing keg stands up at the dorm either, my friend. So, well, you have fun.
All right.
Do well.
Thanks a lot.
Tell George he stinks.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You spraying my iPod, you fucking... What are you doing?
Oh, God forbid he tries to spray your area after you
your
showed
iPod
everyone.
out of your
You
ass then.
spray, but you don't blast electronic equipment with a
How
fucking...
do you turn it around where you get pissed at people?
Man.
You just farted.
Not only did he
without
fart.
your pants on, showing the most horrific ass.
Horrific. My cheeks are supple and delicious.
He pulled
Get the
his
camera,
pants
boy.
down. Dude, your ass crack is like 2 feet long.
Oh,
Is it long? Is my crack long?
that sounded like you sat down in a rubber chair with rubber pants on. It had that squeaky, just flesh, no muffling. Wow.
It's cute.
Oh,
Holy crap!
I have very
Please
good
don't
cheeks.
do that again.
I won't fart, but good. Take a picture of my cheeks. I'll show you. These are not bad cheeks.
Are we gonna throw this on the internet?
Let's hope so.
All right. Well,
I have to approve the picture. I want you to get a nice shot of it.
you got some problems, man. Please throw that picture up on opieandanthony.com.
Yeah, go ahead. Put it up. It's supple.
All right. If you want to see
Supple.
Jim Norton's ass, it'll be up on opieandanthony.com in the very near future.
Please,
Yeah.
if you didn't know who that was attached to, you'd be whacking your bag to it right now.
Oh.
It's not bad.
All right.
hairless.
Nick,
Yes.
Oh,
thank you so much, sir.
fine.
You think I could come in like before the summer ends?
Wow, that was hard for him to ask, Opie.
Yeah.
I say no.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
how about Nick?
He's going to shoot himself. That kid is going to kill himself now.
Poor boy right now, he's going, hello? I like Nick.
The answer is no.
Little Nick.
What's the matter, Steve? You almost tripped.
I did trip.
You almost fell on your back like you do when you see leaves. You just roll around in them.
Steve, come here. What's going on with you?
What's the matter? It's not like you were running downhill.
I have the memory stick with, I guess it's a picture of Jimmy's ass.
Yes.
I'm going to go put it on the website. And I tripped over Eric's binder.
Oh, my God.
Did you hear we talked to Bill Donohue?
I certainly did. I was in there helping Ben find the number.
That guy didn't affect your life at all, right?
Oh, no, not at all. I loved sitting in a fucking closet for 2 years during that Blink disaster.
You've been sitting in one for a lot longer than that, Steve.
I walked right into that one.
Oh, you certainly did. On all fours.
Oh, it was brutal.
That wasn't even covered up with leaves. That was a bear trap.
Steve, just
wow.
Just leave.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
There's nothing you can say.
That's right.
Wow.
Let's get out of here for a little while, all right?
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Olenay virus.
Guess what? We have a lot of power now, and we're gonna save 5 of you from commercial radio.
Yeah.
Will it be Lex and Terry? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I don't think so. Will it be the Grease Man, Anthony?
Bone dry, waddle doodle. I'm looking for a golden ticket. Won't be getting one, but I'm looking. Checking the mail every day. Nothing today.
Mr. Greaseman, you will not be slinging lead with satellite radio.
Wa-diddy-doodle, da-diddy-doo. Let me check my email. Perhaps Opie and Anthony have emailed me my golden ticket. What's in here? Viagra, mortgages. Oh, I've won $20 million from Zimbabwe. What did he do? Maybe it's on page 2. Nothing. Where's my O&A golden ticket? Don't make me start pulling out my gun and slinging lead. I'll get attention. I want to be on XM satellite radio. Golden ticket. Let's see here. If I send my bank account number, I can get 20 million U.S. cashola. Cashola. Buy a lot of bone dries with that kind of bread.
What a complete fucko.
That sounds exactly like
Oh, he will not be coming on board. Permission to come aboard, sir. Oh, denied. I'm a buffoon.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. We like to call it the O&A virus. Spreading across America. Spread the virus. For us, please. Please. I guess Howard's lying again.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Radio just filled with liars. Liars!
I don't think you should even deal with this. I think that maybe Stephanie should deal with it.
Oh.
That's who should deal with these conflicts on the air.
Yeah?
Sure, why not?
Who?
Just saying, people want to keep you out of the secret room.
Yeah.
They should go up and, if obviously you can't go in and see the technology, let them defend the company against bullshit allegations by radio people.
Alligators.
No, allegations.
Oh, that's different.
All right, let's play the tape.
Oh.
Just a quickie. Just a quickie. Here's some of the latest lies from Howard Stern.
I'm ready to change radio.
I've been saving my money up, so I'm going to go with you guys.
Good. I'm ready to do it once again. I'm ready to change the way people listen.
Isn't that happening already, you asshole?
Yeah, why does he think, for a second, that he's the first one to be doing this?
How differently can you listen? You turn it on and your ears pick it up.
Yeah. You're going to listen through their assholes. What a tool.
It's already changing.
He loves presenting himself in the way that he's the first guy. He's the guy. Satellite radio's been around for a while. It's doing wonderfully. And as a matter of fact, the company you're not hired by is doing much better than the company you are hired by. That's the fact. That is written. It is fact.
I'm ready to change radio.
I've been saving my money up, so I'm going to go with you guys.
Good. I'm ready to do it once again. I'm ready to change the way people listen.
And change what they listen to.
Yeah.
Change what
Shut
they
up,
listen
you monkey!
to.
Shut up!
Oh, God.
Shut up. You have nothing to say ever. Shut up. Stay in your dunking booth.
Oh, God.
And do the fucking news.
Oh, Howard.
She's just as bad as Moya.
Shut up.
No, change what they listen to.
We're already doing it.
It's being done.
And that just drives him nuts that he isn't the first guy to do it.
It's being done already.
I'm ready to change radio.
I've been saving my money up, so I'm going to go with you guys.
Good. I'm ready to do it once again. I'm ready to change the way people listen.
Yeah.
And change what they listen to.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
What?
You know, it's funny. I'm reading Radio and Record yesterday, which I rarely read because it just upsets me.
Yeah.
That's another lie.
Translate that to, I read it every day.
Radio and Records is a radio publication, obviously, and pretty much every guy that does radio reads their websites every day. Every day.
Because it's all the big news in radio.
Every day. To say that you only read it every once in a while, that's another lie.
Reading Radio and Record yesterday, which I rarely read because it just upsets me. to read about how everybody's just doing my bits.
Oh, what? What? Is he serious? It's a joke now, right? Please tell me he's working that whole thing into a joke on his show. That now it's just a joke. I've read Radio and Records every day. I never read about how people are doing his bits. He's upset because Radio and Records is always, every time he reads it, it's about how someone's doing his bits. What? He is insane. Can somebody have this man committed to an institution before he hurts himself or somebody? He has obviously lost his fucking mind. He is paranoid. He is a paranoid man. Where's Radio Records, right? Where's the part about someone stealing Howard's bits?
Well,
where is it?
Here are the latest headlines for today.
I don't like reading it.
KNX Los Angeles to move from historic Hollywood studios.
I moved studios from K-Rock, Robin.
KNBR San Francisco axes 3 for racially charged comments. Clear Channel makes...
I'd like to hit my racially different co-host with an axe, if that's the...
Wait, what? Oh, we'll go to that later. Racially charged comment.
Guarantee
they were white. Guarantee they were white.
Actually, that's a really interesting story.
Ooh.
More jocks.
No place on this program.
Basically, more jocks being fired for just being tasteless.
Well, what'd they say? Were they San Francisco?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is RD his initials?
Yeah, I thought it might be Rick in the gang, but so far Rick is continuing his
hanging in there.
His new job.
Isn't it amazing the city? All right, gotta do that before.
Clear Channel makes expected outdoor entertainment moves. KLOS blood drive sets another record. This is the excitement that's on the RadioRecords.com website.
Where are all the stories about Howard being ripped off?
And the rest of it is just completely even more boring,
mundane.
More boring headlines.
He is crazy. The job has driven him insane. I got to hear that again. Every time I hear him say that, it just makes me laugh.
Alrighty.
And change what they listen to.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. You know, it's funny. I'm reading Radio and Record yesterday, which I rarely read because it just upsets me to read about how everybody's just doing my bits. So I'm reading a statement from the president of XM Radio, which is the main competitor to Sirius.
Here we go.
Hugh Pinero, a guy who was begging me to come join his company, who lost out because his board of directors moved so slow.
No, you're such a fucking liar.
More bullshit.
Howard wanted to come to XM. XM didn't feel like paying all that money.
$500 million for the likes of one show, Howard Stern. You're not worth $500 million, Howard. You probably would have been in 1987, 88, 89, around those years. Yeah, I could see a satellite company, something like that back then, hiring you for huge amounts of money. You're not that guy anymore. You're not that show. There are a lot of other things to listen to, watch, do. You don't have the heat you used to have.
I hate to defend XM on this point because I truly feel that we're underpaid.
Obviously.
Yeah. But it just proves that XM is the better company. You can't throw, that much money at just one entity.
Would it have been great to have Howard Stern on XM for XM? Sure. You get a lot of press out of it.
Of course.
You're going to get listeners of his. Of course. Is it worth $500 million? No. But they're hemorrhaging cash over there at the other company, and XM is running this like a responsible business, and that's why their stock goes up consistently, and that's why the brokers enjoy XM more than they do Sirius, and that's why XM's got more subscribers than Sirius. That's why the technology's better. They know how to run the business better. It's not knee-jerk, we need Howard. Throw money at him. They handled it a lot smarter. That's what happened.
I disagree. That Martha Stewart move, that's been bugging me that XM didn't get her.
One.
Only $7 million a year.
Yeah.
Hugh Pinero, a guy who was begging me to come join his company, who lost out because his board of directors moved so slow. Hugh Pinero doesn't seem concerned about Stern's upcoming debut on his company's rival. During XM's July 28th earnings conference, Pinero said XM hasn't felt any impact from the high-profile Stern-Sirius deal.
Yeah, it hasn't. The subscriber rate is growing faster than they anticipated. It is over their targets. And these targets were in place before Howard signed with Sirius. They knew how many subscriptions they'd have by the end of the year, and they've always done more. It's not affecting.
XM, I think, told Wall Street that they're going to have 5.5 million subs by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And now they already upped that number.
Yeah.
And some people are saying that they may even break 6 million by the end of the year. 6 million subs for XM.
Right.
So no, it hasn't had an effect, you asshole.
And his proof is hot air coming out of his mouth. XM's proof that it hasn't affected it is the subscription rates. They're in the Wall Street Journal. There you go. Look at them.
They're in the New York Times,
They're in the New York Times.
You can look them up for yourself.
Look them up online on any stock page.
July 28th earnings conference, Panero said XM hasn't felt any impact from the high-profile Stern-Sirius deal, which shows me how nervous he is.
It's BS. Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up.
Stop.
Another whole ruining a radio show. Shut up. Let's see how talented you really are. I would love for K-Rock to give her own show, one fucking day, 4 hours, just her. She would have nothing.
Oh, stop.
Shut up, you hole, and read the headlines.
Just shows me how... Well, just shows me how...
It's BS, Howard. It's BS. Where's my 3 balls? I paid my $2. I want to dunk the fatty.
Oh, Howard.
Nervous he is because what happened was...
Oh, we got it. Yeah.
It's
so
showing how nervous he is.
So far we got it's BS and a yeah.
So Hugh Panero getting on and saying and showing how Howard's had no effect on XM is showing how nervous he is.
What? What?
Oh, my God, he's crazy. He's insane.
Please call up Howard and call him a liar and a hypocrite.
From the high-profile Stern-Sirius deal, which shows me how... Well, just shows me how nervous he is because what happened was if you had signed me, would have been over already. I don't even think Sirius would exist.
Right, but it also helped him.
That's another lie. That's another lie. He's putting too much power on himself. If he signed with XM, Sirius would still be there. There are 2 companies. That's the way it's going to be. You know, XM is far ahead of Sirius, but believe me, there are a lot of people that could give a shit about Howard Stern. There are a lot of people that could give a shit about Opie and Anthony. That's why there's so much other programming on satellite.
Well, the reality is with these high-profile shows like us and Howard, more people hate this type of programming than like it.
Right. That's why there's such a wide variety on both of the platforms, because if you just had one thing on there, you'd fail miserably. And Howard seems to think that he's the reason any of these companies will survive or not or do better.
The biggest coup in satellite radio was XM getting baseball. That is the biggest signing in satellite radio as far as programming is concerned. Football, why would you... And I'm not even just shitting on it because it's serious. It's a once-a-week sport that on a day that everybody is off on.
Yeah, you can watch it on TV.
Sunday or Sunday night, nobody's working. They're in front of a television.
Yeah.
Nobody's working Monday night. They're in front of a television. No one works, or most people don't work Sunday afternoon. You're in front of a television.
Yeah.
There's no need to listen to football.
The 8,000 baseball games they play, you know.
There's 160-something, and it's 7 o'clock at night on a weeknight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Why do they have to name the weeknights?
Wednesday,
exactly.
Friday, Thursday,
I should
Sunday.
blow up in a car. Fucking dumb skinny broad I sound like. Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Friday. Fucking asshole. Just move on. I made my point.
Well, the reality
Made your point.
Signing Major League Baseball much bigger than signing Howard.
160 games per team, and how many? Like, if you're out of state and you want to hear the awful Red Sox, you're dirty, filthy Red Sox, or if you're a beautiful Yankee fan somewhere, you can listen to every game.
Your dirty, filthy first place Red Sox and the
Who cares?
Wonderful 5.5 games back Yankees.
Cheat.
Bastard Yankees.
I don't even think Sirius would exist.
Right, but it also helped him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth.
See, he didn't like that. He didn't want to go there. You could tell. You could tell. She said something he didn't want to acknowledge or want to go there.
Even he wanted to say, "Shut up, you hole."
Yeah, could you shut your mouth?
Shut up. I hired you years ago so I could do racial shit. I don't need you anymore. Shut up.
It also helped him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. Here's what happened.
Yeah, no, I don't want it to make it. Robin, I didn't want to make it sound like it helps him, Robin. I'm not going there. Are you listening to me? Are you even listening to me?
You can hear it. Like, you want to slap her. Will you shut up?
Fucking.
Also helped him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. Here's what happened.
Hit her.
Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over...
All right, hold on. You know, we got to set up this next line. This is why I hate radio. There's a bunch of liars out there that will just spew shit, and then their listeners will believe it because their hero is telling them that.
When did you get this? Just now?
What?
Okay, just Ben sent an important piece of information in, and I just think it should be right. Here you go. Ben will sometimes fire in some stuff that's just helpful.
Sox are in first. Yanks would be doomed without A-Rod. Ben. What is this about? What? But. All right.
Hello, exactly.
God damn it! Are you fucking with me?
You blew it. Shut up!
All right.
What's that subscription rate? Dude, Bledsoe's not. He hurt his ankle.
Way to stay on subject,
is that
Benny.
great?
All right, here we go.
Oh, he's a psychopath.
What you're about to hear is Howard Stern lying through his teeth.
Hold on, Steve's on television. Oh, sure, I got it.
What you are about to hear is Howard lying through his teeth.
Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over 3 million already.
Wait, I want to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah.
Because we back up stuff with facts that anyone can look up.
Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over 3 million already.
Right. But there's a little confusion as to exactly what satellite is, and he's benefited from that.
He said 3.5.
Yeah.
Huh?
Later on, he must say that. He boosted up in like 3 minutes to
Wait, I want to hear that again.
3.5 million.
But there's a little confusion as to
Oh, where'd I go? Where'd I go?
Here's what happened. Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over 3 million already.
Ooh. Ow. He's just a fucking liar, and you guys should call him up and call him out on it. Anyone can look up these numbers. Anyone.
Mm-hmm.
These are the latest numbers that are available, okay?
Yep.
XM officially has 4.4 million subscribers.
Nice.
This is something anyone can look up. And Sirius has 1.8.
Really?
He's over 1 million off.
Really?
Just blatantly lying to his listeners. Blatantly lying.
But that's wait a minute, 1.8? That's not 3.
Huh? Well, it could be. Do my math.
And you know what?
What's 10% of that?
And you know what? You don't have to believe me. Look it up yourself if you're an intelligent person. You know? You should look up stuff on your own. But basically, these are the numbers that are available to anyone. XM has 4.4 million subscribers. Sirius has 1.8.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday on Howard's program, he said this.
Helped him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. Here's what happened.
I'll tell you the truth.
Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over 3 million already.
He's just fucking lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
To make himself look more important.
And is he attributing that to himself?
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he has.
Right. But there's a little confusion as to exactly what satellite is, and he's benefited from that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You fucking hole, will you shut up?
What is she even saying?
Shut up.
Fat anchor. Oh. Horrible.
There's a reason he keeps you in the dunking booth.
Yeah, He goes, we wouldn't be upping our guidance if we thought there was an issue with regard to how he would affect the demand for our product, Panero said, referring to XM's decision to raise its year-end subscriber forecast to 6 million. What I think is great is I just read a report that aside from General Motors, they're losing out in signing all the cars because everyone since I announced, all the car manufacturers saying, hey, well, let's go make a deal with Sirius. And that's where the game is won.
What a lying sack of shit this guy is.
There was a huge story that came out that said that Sirius, the Hyundai thing.
Yeah.
The Hyundai thing.
Hyundai deal, XM got... And that was specifically, the guy didn't want to go with the company that had hired Howard Stern. That was one of those that was just for that reason. The other ones, it comes down to technology. You want to go with the leader. Yeah, why does a car company... That's what a car company wants to do. Excuse me, could I get the unit in my vehicle of the company that has less than half the subscribers of the other company? Could I get the losing company's radio in my vehicles? You sound like an idiot, Howard, because your lies are so obvious. What fucking car company is going to request the losing company's radio in their vehicles? XM has consistently gotten the better car deals over the course of the competition between the two companies. Consistently have gotten the more lucrative car deals. The ones where they roll off the assembly line. And this is early on, years ago. They rolled off the assembly line with the radios in the vehicles, standard equipment. Sirius's deals, a lot of their car deals, you had to talk to the dealer. You had to wait. It had to be installed as an option.
As an option, as a pull on a hitch.
And Hyundai came out and said that they made a deal with XM because they didn't want Howard.
Where is your info coming from, Howard? Where is this info that car dealerships are coming? Are some of your kiss-ass dealers coming up to you and going, "Yeah, I'd like to have Sirius in my cars"? Is that where you're getting your info? How about getting it from Wall Street? How about getting it from General Motors? Where are these car dealers that are saying they'd rather have the second place company with less than half the subscriber base in their vehicles? You lying sack of shit with an unfunny fat anchor next to you in the glass booth. You liar.
Let's go make a deal with Sirius, and that's where the game is won.
Absolutely. Well, I told you, I was in a GM dealership, and the guy said, "I'm sorry, it's not Sirius."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. Sorry. We went with the company that's winning. Jesus Christ. We went with the company that we don't have to put this under the hood with the engine because it's so huge.
And even Robin has no faith in Sirius. She's
No.
buying a car that has XM.
Yeah, there you go.
You fat
Yeah.
hole.
I was buying a General Motors product because they are superior.
You dope.
Yeah. Sorry, no Sirius. I'll take it.
I was in a GM dealership, and the guy said, "I'm sorry, it's not Sirius."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you's not concerned.
And she thinks that's funny. You idiot. You just played your card. But you're buying a GM car that has XM satellite radio in it.
You can't believe somebody that's starstruck. I mean, you think I'm sincere when I meet a celebrity?
Yeah.
I went to Billy Crudup. I'm like, dude, I'm a big fan. I had no idea who he was. Somebody had to point out who he was. You just say that.
Yeah.
Dealership, and the guy said, "I'm sorry, it's not Sirius."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you's not concerned at all. The announcement that Howard Stern was going to satellite's been in the marketplace for a year and a half, and we've seen no effect at all during that period.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That is
a fact, asshole.
You know what's funny?
That's a fact.
He's reading off what you said and trying to make it sound like Hugh is scared or nervous or this is bad news for XM. Everything he said, you can read in the Wall Street Journal. It's completely accurate, what Hugh Panero is saying. There has not been an effect from Howard. Howard thinks he drives the industry. He doesn't. He's a very small part of it. That's it. He's a small part of it. People that enjoy his drive to Sirius. There you go. That's the only true thing he can say.
And XM wanted Howard, but they weren't willing to, pay that price tag.
He's not worth $500 million.
They weren't willing to, gamble on that. They didn't need to.
They're much smarter as far as the business goes at XM. They know they had the opportunity to get Howard. and said, no, we're not paying that much. Sorry. Don't you think Howard would have liked to have started with 6 million listeners, subscribers? Don't you think he would rather have started with more listeners? Of course. They didn't want to pay him the money. And Howard went where more money was. Whatever. You can't fault him for that. Why not? But don't try to make it sound like he went with the better company or the smarter company. You went with the company that paid you $500 million. You made out good. But don't try to say it's the better company, sir. Or that Hugh is doing a bad job as far as the business end of this goes. Stop.
Hugh is a facts guy.
Yeah.
He does facts. That's what he does.
They're
spoken to
kicking
him.
your ass.
A little more here.
Let's see, Hugh. Let's see what the effect is. Howard Stern has his positives and his negatives, especially with consumers, and it will play out how it plays out. People who are Stern fans will migrate, and other people who have an unfavorable view of his being associated with that product will choose which company they want to participate with.
Wow, he sounds like a mental patient, that Hugh
What
Pinero.
the hell is Hugh talking
What is
about?
he spouting off? That's insanity.
That's a completely reasonable assessment of the Howard Stern situation.
Please call up Howard and ask why he's saying that Sirius has over 3 million subscribers when they only have 1.8. Please ask him that question and see if he'll be honest with you. He won't. He'll ignore you.
You Pinero, pathetic.
Yeah, like, oh, please.
All I know is...
Yeah.
Just isolate the whole comments.
Yeah, like, oh, please. Holy shit. I'm stunned. I am stunned.
I gotta hear that again.
You Pinero, pathetic.
Yeah, like, oh, please.
Yeah, like, oh, please.
Oh, how good is that?
Does she just... How guilty does she feel cashing that check? Come on now. You gotta feel guilty stealing that money.
Oh, my God. June 30th.
All I know is I signed with Sirius after I met with you, and you sat there like a lummox on my couch and didn't say a goddamn thing of substance to me. So, I mean, I don't know, you know.
But also, like, he's programming alternatively to what we do. He's looking for the same kind of program.
Yeah, exactly.
And not, trying to get it cheaply.
Exactly. He got the Opie and Anthony knockoffs for a penny on the dollar.
For a penny on the dollar. How old is this guy? Penny on the dollar. A penny saved is a penny earned. Oh. For a penny on the dollar.
What's the expression? Penny wise, dollar foolish.
Penny wise, dollar foolish. That's you. Pennies on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollars you got.
I'll give you that much. Whoa. What? How can we be Opie and Anthony knockoffs? We're Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Play that back. Yeah. He called us Opie and Anthony knockoffs. We're not even good enough to be us anymore. Shit.
See, he can't even say we're Howard Stern knockoffs anymore.
Cheaply.
Exactly. He got the Opie and Anthony knockoffs for a penny on the dollar. XM Chairman Gary Parsons said during that call that while the Satcaster isn't ready to reveal its plans for the wireless spectrum, and then it goes on and on and on.
Gone and on and on about the technology that Sirius doesn't fucking have. Right. Stop reading right there, Howie. Stop reading, because now you're going to look stupid again. Yeah, it says something about smaller radios, wireless, all kinds of things. Yeah, that we have no clue about.
Basically, you want to say, oops, I wasn't supposed to read this far.
Oh, and it goes on and on and on about how great XM is. What an asshole.
Do you have the article anywhere?
Yeah, where is that part?
I don't know.
That is great.
What part did he miss?
What part did you leave out there, Howie?
You meant to make a big line at the end of that last sentence.
What an ass.
And write, stop right here.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you should have highlighted that article and not read further than the little glowy yellow part.
Spectrum,
the glowy yellow part. Damn it, that was funny.
Get the rest of the article. Then.
Yeah, I want to see what that said. That's funny.
All that while the Satcaster isn't ready to reveal its plans for the wireless spectrum, and then it goes on and on. I just read that and I got all burned up.
Wonderful things about the future.
Is that why you were in my apartment trying to woo me, bringing Lee Masters in and Lee Abrams and everyone else?
Yeah.
Is that what was going on?
And then
Come on.
He's trying to make it sound like a bad thing.
In January.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
He's trying to make it sound like, yeah, is that why you were in my apartment? We had the same meetings with the head guys at Sirius. I'll be honest. We had the same meetings where we sat down with them. They brought everyone in. They were wooing us. Woo. They were hoo-hooing me in my own apartment, Robin. Sitting on my couch. You Panera was hoo-hooing me. Let me hear him say wooing. I gotta hear that. All right. It was hoo-hooing me. Oh, hoo-hooing you. Oh, you worthless. You're worthless.
We had the same meetings. And
the same meetings.
The
and
money
they
was completely the same, so
and
we
they
went with
lather,
the better company.
They slather your ass with their saliva. Believe me. Both companies do it. It's the way they do business. You idiot. Don't try to make it sound like it's something different. They didn't want to pay you that amount of money.
I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in here.
No. I just read that and I got all burned up because I go, well, is that why you were in my apartment trying to woo me, bringing Lee Masters in and Lee Abrams and everyone else? Is that what was going on? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a business meeting.
I'll see you in January.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Sound real excited
Good
about
luck, Howie. If anyone, he's talking about Hugh sounding nervous. Hugh was there telling it like it is. The company has not been affected by Howard Stern. Hasn't been affected. They are way over their guidelines that they had set for themselves, and that's what you said. If anyone sounds nervous, it's Howard, who, because Sirius's numbers are 1,800,000.
Yeah, but where are you getting that number from?
Oh, I'm getting it from the business section, one of the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission's filings for Sirius Satellite Radio.
No good
I'm not getting
sources.
it from Howard Stern. I'm getting it from the SEC.
But he's claiming there's 3 million subscribers.
1,814,626, if you want an exact number. 3 million, he said? Yeah. Sorry, Howard. If anyone sounds nervous and anyone... based on what they're saying sounds nervous, it's Howard Stern. Because it's coming up to 0 hour where you're going to be leaving broadcast radio and going to the second place company in a 2-company race. And the subscribers aren't going over there as quickly as you anticipated? Is that it? Well, who knows? But if anyone sounds nervous, it sure isn't Hugh Panero. Hugh's nervous of where the next armored car's going to park and dump his money off at. That's what Hugh's nervous about. Not for the likes of Howie going over to Sirius for $500 million. Pressure's on, ain't it, Howard? Pressure's on, because I'll tell you something. Your buddy Mel Karmazin is really going to want performance. I don't care how good of pals you are. When $500 million is at stake, those sub rates better go up. Going to be a little bit of pressure on you there, Howie. Have fun with that.
Let's go to Dennis in New Jersey. Dennis, go ahead.
Hi, boys.
Hey.
Hey, my little hero.
Hello.
I just wanted to say, does he realize that he's not even bringing Artie with him anymore, and that's the only reason people are listening to him anymore?
Year after year, he loses another element of his show and thinks the whole thing is about Howard Stern, so he doesn't care that it needs to be replaced or who it should be replaced with. He got very lucky with Artie, who's a very funny guy. When he pretty much abandoned Jackie and left him swinging in the breeze after years of faithful service, bringing the show up from what it was at the beginning at NBC all the way up to superstardom. Jackie Martling was there, huge part of the show, and Howard, no matter what he says on the air, believe me, we talk to everybody. We know the story. Jackie got shit on by Howard Stern. He got shit on by Howard. Jackie wanted a little more money, and Howard could have gone to bat for him. Nothing.
He Jewed him.
He fucked him, and Jackie wound up
Howard doesn't take care of his people.
Billy West, same thing. Billy West was a huge part of the Howard Stern show in the late 80s, early 90s. Very funny voice guy, very funny writer. The guy was great. Him and Fred worked beautifully together as writer and talent, and it was a huge part of the show. It made Howard's show, it took it to the next level. Again, he was shit on by Howard Stern. He was coming in there on a daily basis, very early in the morning, and performing and getting very popular. And he asked for a little bit of money. Howard wanted all the money, I guess, and shit on him. And Billy said, fuck you, left. And God bless Billy. He's doing very well now, doing voices for commercials and cartoons.
He's an extremely talented guy.
Very talented.
Unbelievable on the radio, but gave up
Howard
on radio.
shit on him.
Gave up on radio, went to Hollywood. And Billy West came out in the papers recently. Bitter voice, it says. Billy West, a voiceover professional who used to be heard on the Howard Stern Show, isn't interested in moving back from L.A. to rejoin the king of all media now that he's going to satellite radio. I don't want to be in someone else's circus anymore, a Bitter West told Steppin' Out magazine. Believe me, they don't have enough money to pay me, no matter how much they can come up with. I wasn't very valuable to them money-wise when I was on the scene. Why on earth would it be any different now? Wes has been busy doing voices for Futurama, Shark Tale, and Jimmy Neutron.
Chris S. from New Jersey. They predict 3 million listeners by the end of 2005. That's what Howard means. No, shithead. Hey, asshole. Listen what he said. He's lying. He's trying to make people think they have 3 million listeners. Were you listening, Chris? Douchebag? Why didn't he say they're looking for 3 million? He's trying to make it sound like the company is bigger and doing better than it is doing, which is a lie. He said they have, 3 million listeners?
Well, let's be fair. Maybe we didn't
All right,
hear.
maybe we didn't hear
I'm
right.
ready to change radio. I'm ready
I've been saving my money up, so I'm going to go with you guys.
Good. I'm ready to do it once again.
This
I'm
is
ready
for Chris.
to change the way people listen.
And change what they listen to.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. You know, it's funny. I'm reading a Radio and Record yesterday, which I rarely read because it just upsets me. to read about how everybody's just doing my bits. So I'm reading a statement from the president of XM Radio, which is the main competitor to Sirius. Hugh Pinero, a guy who was begging me to come join his company, who lost out because his board of directors moved so slow. Hugh Pinero doesn't seem concerned about Stern's upcoming debut on his company's rival. During XM's July 28th earnings conference, Pinero said XM hasn't felt any impact from the high-profile Stern-Sirius deal, which shows me how nervous he is.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, if you had signed me, it would have been over already. I don't even think Sirius would exist.
Right, but it also helped him.
Shut up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. Here's what
Shut
happened. Sirius went from 600,000 subscribers to over 3 million already.
Right.
All right. To over 3 million already, Chris.
Your hero's lying to you.
Can't you just accept? Why can't
Like
some
he's
people
been doing
accept?
for many, many years.
Right. This is what Howard has done for years, but no one's ever called him out on it. He's just bullshitted everybody over the years. When he was talking about how he's #1 all over the country, when he actually wasn't. He talks about these subscription numbers like they have over 3 million subscribers. They don't. He's lying again. He's doing this to pump up the company he's going to and try to make it seem bigger and better than it really is. These are facts, asshole. The liar. Liar.
Let's say hi to Matt in Jersey. Matt, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Howard Stern wants to talk a lot of shit about everyone stealing his bits, but that whole abortion tape you guys played like about a month back with the unborn baby,
Yeah.
he played it like 3 weeks later. He's a fucking clown.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that we found on the internet that he's been playing right after us. It's a little strange, to be honest with you.
He's a piece of garbage.
Thank you, Matt. Brian in Dallas. Brian?
Yeah, hey, guys.
Hey.
You killed today. Don't you just want to rape Robin with a spork?
No, it's kind of funny, actually.
It is funny to
realize she has absolutely nothing to say.
She adds nothing to that show.
He's surrounded
Absolutely
himself.
nothing.
He surrounded himself like a one-market wonder.
He knew
Useless radio hole.
He knew having a black woman on board would give him the ability to make a lot more jokes than he would have been able to if he just had guys in there who were white.
Yeah, he was smart enough to do that.
So, yeah,
Gotta
back
give
in
him
the
props.
early days, he knew, get a black woman on board, I could do whatever I want, and it worked for him. But to think she adds anything, just stop.
I beg K-Rock, give her her own show. One day, 4 hours. Let's see what she has. She has nothing. Jack in Tennessee, what's up?
Yeah, Opie and Anthony.
Hi.
What's up, Jack?
Hey, what's going on, guys? You guys are fucking great, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
You can somehow start up in one fucking sentence. Egotistical, washed-up dickhead.
There you go. About says it. You know, I'll give the guy his props for the early days, man. Years ago, that was the show. But, you know, he's reaching the end, and it's apparent.
Yeah, he had his day. You guys are number one now. You're fucking great. I've had my XM for about a month now. Listen to you guys every fucking morning. You're awesome.
Thanks. Let others know about us, okay?
He talked Sirius into giving him the last big payday, is what it is.
And congrats to
That's what
Howard.
he's going for. Congrats, man. You sign a $500 million deal. You gotta bow to the guy. That's an amazing accomplishment when you're not even at the peak of your popularity. When the peak of your popularity is a decade behind you, and you're signing a $500 million, God bless you. Good job, well done. You, your agent, congrats. But the truth of the matter is, you're at 1.8 million subscribers, and
you're telling everyone it's over 3
It's over 3. That reeks of being a little nervous.
His agent, Jesus Christ, you realize his agent got, what, $200 million of that money?
That's very good. So why don't the pests just call a show today and just openly laugh at him and call him a liar and a hypocrite, please? Please do that for us today. As we go to break, here's Howard Stern talking about the #1 satellite radio company in America.
If you're planning a road trip this weekend, it's time to take XM satellite radio along for the ride. XM gives you 100% commercial-free music. It's the ultimate playlist with channels for album rock, alternative, heavy metal, hip-hop, unsigned bands, blues, jazz. There's an XM channel for everyone in the family, including the biggest names in news, sports, talk, and comedy, all in digital quality sound. No wonder it's the most listened to satellite radio service. The XM Roadie from Delphi can turn any radio into an XM radio. It's the smallest satellite radio ever, so it looks great on your dashboard. XM. Check it out. Electronic stores, including Best Buy and Circuit City. Beyond AM, beyond FM, it's XM satellite radio.
When you play this effing show, there are 4 words that you must know.
Learn to punch out. I'm punching out. I'm punching out. Punching out. Punching out. You're going to have a clue.
You ever do that thing where you're going on
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Blueberries. All right, we're back. We're having a really good time today. What's wrong, Jimmy?
I am fucking disgusted by this San Francisco radio station. This country, we stink.
Doomed.
It is amazing in what is supposed... This is why I want to spit on people. What is supposed to be the freest thinking place in this country, San Francisco. Everybody gets medical coverage. Transgendered people should have their operations paid for. The freest thinkers. Yet when it comes to freedom of speech, the most uptight motherfuckers in the country.
I thought it was Alabama.
No. Those are just the brightest at math.
This is what they got.
Doesn't it make you want to just take a GM and bite his cowardly face?
Well, we've talked about commercial radio is filled with a bunch of,
Cowards.
pussies to begin with that run the damn stations.
I love the little catchwords here. The Susquehanna Sports Outlet. Ugh. Susquehanna Sports Outlet. Then you go crazy and you step on somebody's hat. Wait. Which is also the flagship of the San Francisco Giants. Has fired 3 staffers following comments made last week by Larry Kruger that were deemed, and this is the words I love, racially insensitive by Giants players and coach Felipe Alou. Racially insensitive.
Racially insensitive. Wait till you hear this, because when I first heard racially insensitive, I'm thinking, N-words got to come up. There's got to be something racially insensitive.
Might have said spick.
Something like that,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, the firings were related to inappropriate comedy sound bites that were played yesterday morning during a discussion of Alou's recent interview with ESPN, in which he roundly criticized KNBR and Kruger.
Really fast. When I read the story, the headline, I'm like, oh boy, Rick got fired again.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too.
Because our old producer's doing something in San Francisco somewhere.
I'm sure he'll be in trouble shortly.
These are some pretty fiery comments, though. You got to be honest.
Yeah, wow. Well, hold on.
So what? These guys did a bit?
Yeah, a little
Some
bit.
kind of bit about what?
Well, they were under the illusion, like, that you don't have, that as long as you don't violate FCC regulations, you can have freedom of speech.
Uh-huh.
And they were under that stupid illusion being in America in 2005, and
it used
it's
to
a
be
lie.
like that. It used to be like that.
It's a lie.
You know?
And as awful as the right is, the left, you're right there with it, and that's the problem I have. The church is restrictive and horrible, and Jesus Christ, San Francisco, you're supposed to be the freest thinkers in the country.
And they're getting fired from the radio for these horrid comments. Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised these guys even said this.
This is bad. Blaming the Giants' current Kruger earned his suspension last week after blaming the Giants' current playing woes on, here's the quote, hold on, brain-dead Caribbean hitters hacking at slop nightly. And saying that manager Alou's mind had turned to, and I quote, cream of wheat.
They referenced a breakfast cereal?
With a colored gentleman on the box.
What were they thinking? How do you reference... You're going to get fired for talking about breakfast cereal.
They didn't... They got fired for that?
That's
it.
Oh, man.
This fucking country is disgraceful.
Brain-dead Caribbean hitters hacking at slop nightly. I guess that's the racially insensitive part.
Caribbean or Caribbean hitters, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Hacking at slop nightly is a batting reference. It means that they're swinging at dog shit pitches, which we all know.
Yeah. Something tells me the Giants probably got a little angry with the fact that they're playing like shit and played the race card and got these guys thrown out of there. Racially insensitive.
Was Dusty Baker fired for his racially insensitive remarks?
No.
Never.
It's sad.
It is only white guys that are called to... Unless a black guy or a Korean guy or any other race says something so over-the-top, horrible that it has to be addressed.
It's got to be blatant.
Like for a racial incident to get reported in the paper, black on white, I was out to kill white people, and he shot a white lady. Well, we can't really ignore that.
Get him on the murder charge, but not on any racial
Exactly.
charge. He's angry.
San Francisco, you suck.
Yeah.
If you're in commercial radio, just quit today.
That's your
Just
future.
Because they're
There's
coming to
your
get
future
you.
right there.
They're coming to get you.
Holy shit.
Not even shock. Are these guys shock jocks? No. These are what? Sports guys?
Yeah.
These are just sports radio guys. They're not shocking. They're just regular on the radio guys. Doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a shock jock doing edgy material anymore to get the boot. You just got to say brain dead Caribbean hitters hacking at slop nightly.
And cream of wheat brain.
Yeah.
That's what it takes to get fired in a country with freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Lose your job.
Sickening.
There's something similar going on today, too. On the same subject, anyway. Jeff in New York, go ahead.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hi, Jeff.
I just wanted to let you know that NCAA college football made a ruling yesterday. I'm not sure which teams
Did you guys hear about this?
Yep.
No, go ahead.
The Florida State Seminoles have to change their name if they want to participate in any playoff football.
Any postseason games. Any postseason. You are not allowed to have any Native American mascots, names of the team, or any Native American stuff whatsoever involved with the team, or else you can't participate in postseason. How crazy has the world gotten? And here's the kicker. I guess Jeb Bush down there, that is Jeb in Florida, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He's down there. He met with the Seminole Indians, and they're fine with it.
Yeah,
the tribe is fine with it. They say, no, we have no problem with it. And Jeb Bush is trying to get them to stop doing this because where's the problem? It's people telling other people what's better for them because they're Indians and they're drunk and they're ridiculous and stupid and they can't take care of themselves, so we need to go in there as white people and help them.
I normally am completely against any political correctness. In this issue, I felt the same way. I think it was with the Washington Redskins was the discussion I saw. And I watched American Indians on a panel defending why they were against it. And I expected to hear a lot of PC bullshit. And
was there a drum playing in the background? How did you read the smoke signals, Jim?
Sir, it's so hard to hear you. Can you stop hopping in a circle? I know. This guy, he's objecting to something. He keeps going, hey.
Every time he walks, you hear a jingle, jingle.
Hey, guys. What about...
hold on, dude, hold on. But this, I watched these guys defend why they were against these team names. Mm-hmm. And what they said at the time it made sense to me. What they were saying is, look, this is our culture. And I know you have the Fighting Irish, but I guess the Irish people don't object to that. But they're like, our culture and our people let's look at the history of the country and how kind of things happen for the American Indians. We're being caricatured. He's like, can you imagine if you had a team surrounding Jews or surrounding blacks, the outrage it would cause? He said, with us, it's acceptable to caricature us and put our faces painted Redskins. He goes, you know what Redskins are? That was the term used for a pile of Indian bodies in a cart. How many Redskins?
See, I don't believe that. I think it's just their skin was red on the living Indian person. They always say it's something else.
Maybe, but
I don't know. But I'm just saying it sounds like one of those things that they say, you know what red skin means? It means your skin was red when you were walking around.
Or black skin wouldn't be acceptable, or yellow skin.
Doesn't have to mean you're laying in a pile somewhere.
Well, that's what he was saying. That's where the term came from. But can you imagine a team called the Yellowskins with a dumb, smiling Chinaman face on it? I mean, I'd root for them immediately and
all
buy
their
everything they had.
Hats. Got a season ticket holder to the Chinks games.
You couldn't tell if the mascot was happy or sad. But that was why I kind of agreed with it. I mean, again, the colleges are just PC fucking dumps. But on this subject, I kind of, even though the Seminoles don't object, I kind of am in favor of it.
Shouldn't it be taken on a case-by-case? And isn't there a level of it? Like, maybe Redskins with the big caricature, very blatant. But Seminoles, with that, it's the name of the tribe. Isn't there, why does it have to be all or nothing? Yes, no, black, white. I think if it's offensive, then they'd have a point. If it's just a tribute to a tribe, what's wrong with that?
I do understand that, but if you had one called the such and such Africans or blacks, even if it was not an offensive mockery, and you had on the helmet a black guy holding a spear, even though it was not
season ticket holder,
dude, you have no idea. I'd actually buy Sirius just to hear their fucking games. Me like 'em big unit. Me dance around it and make rain. What was that? Chinese or Indian? I suck. Aunt, you do the voices. I'll just wink and nod. But that's why that's where I kind of for American Indians in a way I do think, look, there's a PC is garbage, but there's a point where certain people, and you can't deny that American Indians have been kind of shit on historically in this country. And if they go, look, we don't want to be caricatured.
They're getting us back with those casinos.
It's an awful thing, but it's the way history. You can't base what happened then on morality now and what we do. You can't. They were. You know what they were? They were poor people that were on land that was very valuable. And during a point in world history, they were in the long line of what is called a conquered people on a country. Sorry. I equate it sometimes to when you first start playing Monopoly. You roll those dice, and what do? You're buying everything up. That was what the world was back then. People going around just trying to get land. And
I agree. And if Monopoly had a roll where you say every time you pass go, you had to slice off a scalp or wipe out 6 million or 5 million people, I'd think that was a good analogy.
Look, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it was ever right. But it was the times then were the way they were. It was a lot more brutal. There was a lot up for grabs. And, Europeans coming over decided they wanted this piece of land that these people were sitting on. If the Indians would have kicked their asses,
they'd be here.
I agree, but I'm just saying I'm not even saying that we should be apologetic and groveling as Americans now.
Mm-hmm.
I just think if it's a soft spot for people culturally, like, sometimes you got to go, all right, well, that does make some kind of sense.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, as Americans, our culture, we're very sensitive to 9/11 shit, and it's a weird example,
Right.
but as a nation, we're sensitive to that. Well, that's something they're sensitive to, and I look at it on a case by case. Like, all right, well, that one I can make.
But
sense
what
of.
about on a case by case? Why then eliminate the whole thing? Take a team like the Chiefs. That doesn't seem offensive. It's a chief, a very powerful person in the tribe. I don't understand how that could be offensive. That isn't like putting, the New Orleans Sambos on the side of a helmet.
How about this? The New York rabbis. Rabbis are very dignified man.
They're not really known for their strength. I think, not like a brute strength on the playing field. A chief is something strong. You wouldn't see the pansies either, If you had flowers on helmets, you wouldn't see the...
Pansies is derogatory. I'm saying chiefs and rabbis, both are considered powerful positions in a religion.
Yeah.
And both are considered, dignified people. And let's say that
What
the
about
rabbis...
the Cardinals? Oh.
Well, it's the bird. Actually, almost not.
I know.
That's very funny. But just only because it's so unacceptable with everyone
I just
else.
don't like when they wipe the slate clean. I think there is room for some, and I think it should be taken as a tribute in some ways. Why always looked at as derogatory and negative? Because it isn't being presented on all teams as the big caricature of the Indian with the big nose and the red skin and the big eye, like the Braves. Who is that?
Yeah, Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo.
Jesus, how about Chief Horse's ass? And Steve,
That's
why did you
pretty
come in? Did you object to the bears? I don't think they're animals that are being slaughtered. We're being made into rugs.
We got Eric called me in here.
Yeah, no, we got Steven here to set up the next bit. That's all.
Yeah, I had no idea why I was sitting here.
After you guys,
Bears.
What's the matter? Is there a team called the Cozy Lebanese Fat Fingers? Beat it, stupid.
They're not that fat anymore. They're large. But I see where you're going.
No, I was going to just try to move on because Steve handed in some very interesting audio. Some call center guy. What is this about?
I got an email from somebody who runs a monitoring service to monitor, I guess, corporate phone calls. What the business is that this guy in these clips is actually for, I'm not sure. It might be a call center. But I guess the monitoring service is there to make sure that they're actually doing their jobs.
So when they say this call is going to be recorded,
correct. This is the service.
Sure
It's
quality.
by outside service. I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's an outside service that monitors like a certain business's phone calls to make sure their employees aren't taking personal calls or in this case having phone sex with their girlfriends. Or hitting on girls who call randomly. Or
it doesn't sound like this is a girlfriend. It sounds like it's some strange girl.
That's what I picked up on it. I sent them all to Nathaniel and had him go through because there was some editing that had to be done to them. And it sounds like this guy just works a night shift somewhere, and girls call up, and he just randomly hits on girls that call this service and convinces them to have phone sex with him.
Dan's here to clear it up.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank God.
Nat, what happened?
The first one, the phone sex one, is some girl he's seeing.
Ah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
But then he...
I wanted to lie like all the other radio guys and make it sound like he was just...
Hey, everybody. This guy's just taking a customer service call.
This guy, sorry.
We're going to make it sexier and hotter.
He does phone sex with every girl that calls in.
That's what we wanted to tell everybody.
I apologize.
Thank you, Daniel.
I didn't edit out 20 minutes of boring boyfriend-girlfriend talk.
Oh, really?
The
boy. All right, well, this chick is basically having the big O for her boyfriend.
Stranger.
Although the guy sounds just like a creep.
How you doing? Maya? How does it feel? Yeah.
How long has she been dating Jane Gum? Sounds of the Lambs. What are you doing? You a great big fat person?
Oh, he's a bore.
By the way, Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Oklahoma State, Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Their nickname is the Savages.
Wow, that rocks.
That's nice. Where do I buy my tickets?
Yeah, I just want to hear you come. Think you can do that for me before I leave? Yeah. I can picture your juicy big lips and your big tongue on my cock right now. Just sucking.
Big lips and big tongue. Is she retarded? I can picture you sucking it and your metal keeps banging off my balls.
This is hot, man. We rarely do hot stuff on our show. Shut up.
Just came? Okay.
Well, he contributes a lot to the phone sex, doesn't he?
Oh, shit.
How'd that feel?
Ugh.
Very strong.
Yeah. I bet.
And there you have it.
You know what would have been great at the end of that call? All right, I'll talk to you soon, Ma.
Chief Wahoo is the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but the Braves have somebody, too.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, they do that awful
They do
chop.
the tomahawk chop.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's nice. That's good. That's good.
Just good, clean fun.
Yeah, get a Jewish mascot on the side of a helmet. Everybody stand up and go, "Oi,
Oi, oi."
oi."
They do like a motion in the stands like they're doing a circumcision.
Hey, anything else worth playing on this, Nathaniel?
What do you mean anything else? How about anything to begin with?
That guy was awful.
Yeah, I mean, the second track, the first is kind of just the fact that he had phone sex with a girl, and then he's talking with her afterwards, and he just immediately starts hitting on this other girl that calls in.
Yeah, he clicks over to another call and starts hitting on her as this other girl's
As his girlfriend's on the line?
Exactly.
Yeah. Should we listen to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Can the girlfriend hear it or no?
No. He
Ooh,
clicks over.
secrets.
But it's all being monitored, and this guy's doing it at work.
Really?
I just hope I got all the personal information out.
So I'm going to ask you one more time to boost my own ego. If I was walking in the door right now,
I'd fucking attack you.
no, take me step by step. What would you do?
I'd fucking grab you, kiss the shit out of you, and then freaking tear your clothes off. Just, do what I need to do.
Which is?
I'd get on my knees and go down right then and there.
Right then and there.
Right then and there. Trying to do so.
Get me really hard.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Chris speaking.
I'm sorry, I have the wrong number.
So you kind of have a nice sounding voice, so it's okay.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
You have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Hello?
Hi. I definitely want to try to, punch fuck you on my tits.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right at the door.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
Punch fuck.
Oh.
You know?
Kitty.
Yes.
At the door?
Natural.
No, I thought that's... Hold on, there's another phone.
This guy's a classic.
Yeah.
I love him.
Sexy voice. You have the wrong number again.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Is this...
It's not. You're calling from the south, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What state?
North Carolina.
You're calling New York? Yeah. How old are you?
23.
A great age.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you
You're
look
in New York.
I am in New York, unfortunately, because you're in Carolina. And damn it, you have like the sexiest voice I've heard all day, and I hear a lot of voices throughout the day. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, I bet you're cute too.
I guess so.
All right, not to be modest, I mean, that's good.
No, I'm looking for my friend Michelle. She She just moved to New York. And I'm trying to set something up where I can come visit her for a couple of weeks. And
And when do you plan on coming to NYC?
End of September.
Like Jimmy by the hot tub now.
Oh, nice. Well,
what's your name?
my name is Chris.
Okay, I'm Tabitha.
Hey, Tabitha.
Tabitha. Stripper name.
Well, if you come to New York, come and say hi to Chris.
Definitely.
We won't. But call this number. Call that same number you called, and maybe you can get in contact.
Give her your email address, shithead.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll email you.
Well, he picks up his game in the next track a little bit, too.
Oh, now Nathaniel feeling very confident about the audio he
You
is.
saw we were interested.
Cut up.
I saw a smirk or two. And I felt good.
Yep.
All right, well.
Is that how awful phone sex is between regular people?
We'll continue.
Regular people.
Regular people.
I'm good at it. I realize.
I'm good at it.
I say something like, when I come home there, I just want to rip off your shirt and kiss your...
Whoa!
I beep it so it's not dirty.
Yeah. You beep it with right guard.
I tell a chick I just want to put my fat cock between her hoo-has.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Even though I've had a crappy day, just because I dialed the wrong number, I'm feeling better already. Thank you.
Yeah, and you haven't even... Imagine if you've seen me. I'm quite a stellar-looking guy, so no, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm like kind of Vince Vaughn-ish looking, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And the guy finds Vince Vaughn attractive. So
Well,
there we go.
That's the one guy I get compared to all the time.
What?
It's like Vince
But he's a
Vaughn.
way funnier, better actor than I am, so... God bless him.
And the whole time his girlfriend's on the other line waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
Right?
What a guy.
Well, a lot of people say that I look like the sweet and innocent type. And
But I know how you Carolina girls are.
yeah.
Not so sweet, not so innocent. Tabitha, what's your number?
910.
Oh, my God.
All right, Tabitha. I'm going to give you a call in a couple of weeks just to see what your status is. In regards...
Oh, really? You're going to wait a couple of weeks to call me?
I can call you tomorrow if you'd like.
That's up to you.
Well, Tabitha, maybe I will. We can get more information, like email, so it's kind of easier to communicate. And I have to see the face behind the voice now, And,
Of course,
yeah.
of course. Well, everybody says that I look like, you remember Full House?
Yeah.
Everyone says I look like DJ with black hair.
Really? I used to have a crush on Candace Cameron back when I was in 5th grade or whatnot.
This guy's a classic. So far he had his girlfriend on the line, then she had the big orgasm for him, and then he's now hitting on this chick, and his girlfriend's still on hold.
Then he works it. Wow. Record time.
We have one more track?
Smooth.
All right, here's the last track.
Anyway, Tabitha, I'm closing at midnight, so I have to go now. But
That's cool.
good luck finding your friend, and
Thank you.
You may hear from me one of these days. So.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm glad if I did make your day better. So.
You did. Thank you.
Tabitha. So what they say about us guys from the north, it's bullshit. We're really nice. So
So I hear it now.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, call me tomorrow if you want.
You got it. Well, for that sexy voice, I think I might have to. So.
Okay.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello? That was like the longest conversation I've ever had with someone I never spoke to before in my life. But listen, I just realized that there's 10 minutes left, and I have to cash out.
Yeah.
So I will be very busy tomorrow, but Monday you'll definitely hear from me.
Uh-huh.
All right, sweetie?
Yes, sweetie.
We're going to have to, we're definitely going to have to take care of one another.
You talk sexy to me when you come over?
I definitely will. It's the only way I know how to speak.
The pussy cannot wait to see you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep that in mind as I jerk off tonight.
Oh, man. Can't wait to have you.
Good.
I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight.
You'll sleep.
We should play together. You should call me again
Yeah?
tonight while you're masturbating. We can masturbate together.
I might pick you up on the North Fan later.
Yes, I think we should.
Okay.
Because right now I'm like soaking. You know, I came. It's like coming out because I'm so turned on.
Are you really?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we should finish this conversation even if it's 2 in the morning.
I might just have to do that.
Please?
Okay. If it's not crazy late, I'll definitely call you.
Baby, please.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
You are so fucking hot.
Kind of turns me on.
This guy's got the life, man. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Making
Getting calls.
Making girls come, getting other girls involved.
That was good.
Wasn't bad, right?
Well, by the way, the Braves mascot was Chief Knockahoma. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Knockahomer.
That's right.
Knockahoma.
Chief Knockahoma. Hey, you know what? I heard after Ted bought the team, he changed it to wife sit on a tank. Fucking assholes. And by the way, we do have Tabitha's number, so I'm trying to get them to see if she'd be willing to come on the program and discuss that conversation.
What happened? Yeah.
I'd love to know.
What a great idea.
Lovely.
All right. We got to get Laszlo in here.
Oh, yeah, Laszlo's here.
Someone is asking whatever happened to Sexy Estate. They were reminded of that with that girl moaning. Yeah, we did a thing where couples were calling and having sex on our show, and then we decided who had the Sexy Estate out there.
Sexy.
It was a great bit. We'd love to bring it back, I guess. Right?
I think we have Sexy Estate. It's got to be in New York this week, though. You got a priest fucking a secretary? I mean, who's beating that?
All right. Quick break, and we'll bring Laszlo into the party.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Orange virus.
I don't know the background of this, but I guess a retarded kid had a knock-knock joke.
What could it possibly be?
While Bob Brown from 2020 was...
Knock, knock. Who's there? The genetic police, and we have a gun.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Not a chromosome.
Aren't you? Aren't you glad you didn't wind up in the dumpster behind a Planned Parenthood?
Oh, it's sort of like that. You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear his knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
Olive you, Bob, because you're the best news value in the whole wide world.
Wait. Can we play just the setup for that again? Just the question?
Yeah, guys. Of course we can.
Knock, knock.
No. I mean, he has to ask the whole, like, who's there? He has to go.
Who's there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You have to let his answer go. The guy's Olive. Yeah.
Cut it after Olive.
Maybe I'm retarded.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
It should have been Olive who?
Olive who? All right. Cut it after Olive who?
Yeah, this is...
You told me to cut it after
I know. I
strap in, kids.
We all know timing's very important to comedy, so try to recover from this one, Jimmy.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
I'll live until they learn to detect this condition in the womb.
I got the hang of it. You want me to try it again?
All right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
I'll live for as long as my family doesn't get sick of me spoiling every photograph.
We're done, or do you have one more?
Oh.
Knock, knock.
Who's Who's there?
Olive.
Olive who?
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. What did I miss?
Teacher to stick to goddamn mahjong.
This fucking story in the Daily News. Call. Cops thwart rape in park. A 73-year-old woman's Tai Chi session in a Queens Park was shattered yesterday when a Bayside man dragged her into the bushes and tried to rape her. This guy, cops struggled briefly with Robert McKeon, 22.
22, and he's after a 78-year-old broad?
73.
73?
78 would be gross.
Okay. Now she's hot.
What are you thinking when you're 22 and you see a 73-year-old? What makes you go, that lady practicing karate, I have to fuck her?
I need that.
Not that it's right with any girl, but how do you see a 73-year-old woman?
I guess she didn't look that threatening, doing her Tai Chi. Well, she might kick my ass.
How about buying a gun now, you old whore? Tai Chi is not helping. So what did the defense class teach you? Well, it taught me to have my face mashed into the juniper bushes while my ass was being raped. That was helpful.
But those,
old Grandma Poe.
But those Tai Chi people in the park, they have their eyes closed the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
They're in a bad position to begin with.
What does she think she's in? A goddamn diaper commercial?
She made karate noises
Tai
the
Chi
whole
as
time.
the sun sets.
I see those Tai Chi people, though. They have their eyes closed and they just move in very slow motions. What the hell is that doing?
Yeah, what is that?
Nothing.
Fuck me in the ass.
I'll tell you what that's doing. It's attracting 22-year-old gentlemen. The whole time he was on top of her, she's going, yeah. But apparently the rape was thwarted.
Thwarted?
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what should have thwarted that rape? The fact that he looked at her and went, Jesus, this bitch is old. Scumbag.
We missed the obvious with that audio we just played. Mike in Tampa. Tampa, go.
What's up, guys? What's up, little Jimmy?
Hi, Angel.
Hey, I was just wondering, how did you guys get audio of Mike Damone on a phone sex call?
Oh, wow.
Had a little Damone to him, right, Ed?
Yeah, a little bit. Isn't this call great? What are you calling for? You need some help with your math homework on such a hot day?
Let's say hi to Laszlo, everyone.
Laszlo.
Laszlo, where are you calling from? Oh.
What's up, Laszlo?
Need a megaphone over here to do the phone sound effect.
Hi, sweetie.
The last we left Laszlo, you were heading up to Alaska to do salmon fishing?
You were fishing?
Yeah. Went
No,
up
he
there.
wasn't. How'd that work out?
Well, you know, for a place that has no black people, you hear the N-word a lot up there. I got to tell you.
Really?
I tell you, it's bizarre. That place is... It
has like, no black people.
Dude, it's cold.
What'd you call Continental and go, I'd like a ticket to paradise?
Jeez,
I'm kidding.
We have some lovely black people that listen to this program.
Joking.
My goodness. Alaska, huh?
Yeah, it's like my buddy's friend picked us up at the airport. We're driving back to his like cabin or whatever, and I said, "How are things going?" He's like, "Oh, I'm out on bail." I'm like, "Oh, good."
Out on bail?
Everybody up there has multiple DWIs.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
People
Yeah.
up there drink from the second that they wake up.
You'd have to.
Well, and
to deal with life up there.
Nothing tells you to stop drinking because it's like bright 24 hours a day, right?
Really?
It really fucks with your head.
That is a good point. Most people drink until they start seeing that sun come up, and you're like, all right, I guess I gotta stop. You
It's kind of
make a
the
good
same
point.
the whole time. You just keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
You know why you
it's
drink?
Still noon.
You drink because it's 4th of July celebrations, and to go see them, you have to fucking shovel out your walk. Nobody wants to live in those despicable conditions. You fat, blubbery idiots. Just move somewhere.
But they're really racist up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met this one guy who lives on this bluff overlooking the ocean who has like a fifth of scotch before noon and a machine gun, and he sits there on the bluff and machine guns seagulls. and that's on his time off because everybody works for the oil companies up there. They fly up to the slope, as it's called, and work up there, and you're not allowed to drink.
Asian gentleman who runs the plant?
Or do anything up there. It's so cold that you have to leave your truck running 24 hours a day.
No. Really?
You go to bed, you just leave your truck running out front.
Get out of here.
Right, because otherwise, if you turn it off, the whole engine block will seize. All the oil turns to mush.
Why did? Well, they must make a lot of money at the oil place.
Yes.
It's got to destroy your engine. 24-hour usage.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the theory about computers. They say, well, if you leave them on all the time, that's a lot better for them. You know, it's the starting up and stopping that causes all the problem.
Yeah, something tells me leaving an engine running 24 hours a day.
What about thermal viscosity?
Right. I got a great deal on a pickup truck on eBay from Alaska. Me and Bonnie are going up to pick it up.
That dummy would try to drive it home.
Oh, of course he would.
Make a left in Moscow. Stupid ass.
Hey, someone wants to rain on our parade.
Why?
That was a fine Tai Chi bit we just did, and Aaron has something to say.
Oh, no.
Aaron.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Not that,
Tai
Aaron.
Chi isn't even remotely close to karate, Jimmy.
It isn't.
Come on.
Dude, when have
Jimmy.
Dude, how
For the sake of this radio show, it is.
I know, but it's some sort of a martial arts thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I took Tai Chi for 11 years.
It's Asian. It's a relaxation thing, Jimmy.
All right.
But isn't it based on some wacky karate moves? Dude, isn't it based on combative, like, karate-type moves?
It has something to do with meditation.
I lied. I never took it.
You close your eyes and you move around really
Hold on,
slow.
dude. Hold on, dude. Okay, you guys talking the whole time.
I
you're
know.
talking.
I don't want to talk now.
You do
But I
wax
want you to
on,
talk.
wax off, things like that, right?
Yeah, just like
Sunday
slow.
floor. Let's get Master Poe, of course.
They took care of those Tai Chi faggots in China.
Way to go,
that
Laz.
Fallen Gong.
They put him on the little, in those little bamboo cages and poke him with sticks. Right. Now, Master Poe, you would know what that's all about.
Yeah.
What is Tai Chi?
Tai Chi.
Yeah, Johnny! Yeah! Yeah! I just saw that last night. I was laughing my ass off.
I did.
That psychopath kid standing with Sensei. Yeah, Johnny! Just put that kid in jail.
And Miyagi rubs his hands together and grabs Daniel's ball bag, and he comes all over his leg, and then goes out and fights.
Want you to sweep the leg. But Sensei! Yeah, it's a great
Go ahead,
movie.
Paul.
So
Poe, Tai Chi.
Aaron, what was your comment? You said that Tai Chi is not a martial art?
Well, it's not a combative. It's not combative.
No, that's not true. If you look at Tai Chi, the way that it's performed today, it's done slowly. However, the techniques itself is used in a self-defense, even a combative form. The techniques, have you ever seen Tai Chi?
Yes, I have. I have
Okay.
seen it.
There's palm heels. You use every part of your body to strike your opponent. And although it's done slowly, if you speed up the technique, it's very effective.
So it's fighting in slow motion, is what you're saying.
Like
It's
Opie with a Frenchman deep under the sea.
Yeah, but when you're doing the Tai Chi, you're doing it for internal energy, and then if you perform this for many years, you have this strength.
Boring.
So you're fighting like you're in the Matrix movie.
Well,
there you go. It's Matrix fighting. Thank you, Laszlo.
Okay, we'll do that for 10 years and then speed it up.
All right. There goes Master Paul.
Thank you, Master Paul. Correct?
Yeah, Johnny!
So there we go. We've heard from Master Poe. It is a martial art, so my
Yes.
joke was accurate. As
Right.
well as a
Right.
hoot, I might add.
I hung up on that young go-getter.
That
I love
proving things.
We're back to Laszlo in Alaska and salmon fishing. And
Oh,
getting
with the
fired from
racist and
K-Rock
machine guns.
Oh, no. Belle Geddes died?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Like you don't still jerk off to her.
The
mother
matriarch.
from Dallas.
Matriarch from Dallas.
How old abroad was she?
82 years young, Aunt.
Tai Chi in the park? What got her?
Yeah, JR put his cowboy hat on her face and raped her.
So Laszlo, machine gun, seagulls.
Devin from
Oh.
New Hampshire. It's done slowly, like the way Master Poe describes
That's
things.
what I was getting at. I didn't know what was slower.
He was
The
telling me
explanation
he's opening up some school now where he's going to have like comedians come and do shows and there's karate in between or something. Oh, thank you, Jimmy, for farting into the microphone.
Jimmy! Don't make me spray this on your iPod. That angers him.
Yeah, but, you know, right before I went to Alaska, I was on your show, and I got off the show at 11 o'clock, and I was supposed to have my air check meeting for my first show on K-Rock.
Oh, yeah, K-Rock, the big station here in New York.
And it was at one...
Howard's home station. And you made fun of Howard in that intro. Oh, we played the intro today. Let me play that.
I also, by the way, I recorded that kid for you. I recorded a whole bunch more stuff. And Steve's got it, and he's supposed to be bringing some in today.
He'll bring it in.
He better bring it
Steve.
in.
But so
this is Laszlo's intro to his show. We love this thing.
Hey, how do you become a radio DJ?
Oh, this is just the dry tracks, unfortunately.
Oh, I like. Well, I've got intros from the new show, but so I had
hold on. No, because I want to set everyone up because you made fun of Howard in your show opener, and you happened to do a show on K-Rock, and they weren't too happy with you. Last we left you, they were complaining about the show opener and everything else. Here's the show opener.
We have a number of very important goals to accomplish together in this first lesson.
Hey, how do you become a radio DJ?
Say the name of the station over and over. Play at least a half-hour commercials. Broadcast live from the Quickie Mart. Smash lots of sounds together. Talk on and on about how you invented radio. Oh, Fred. Play the same songs again and again and again and again.
We'll teach you how radio stations operate.
If only I could win practice tickets. Enough of this. Start the stupid show, Laszlo.
So I was on your show after that controversy thing, and I was supposed to have my air check meeting at 1:30, and I was done with you guys at 11.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, I'm going to be in the city or whatever, so if you guys want to, we've got meetings till 1:30, we'll see you at 1:30. I get off your show, and my cell phone rings. Hey, we can meet with you early. I'm like, cool. So I go over to K-Rock, I go up the elevator, I go into Rob Cross's office.
Yeah.
Goes over, shuts the door. He goes, how are Opie and Anthony doing? I went,
Because they still listen to us.
Doing pretty good. Somebody at Infinity was listening to this show and sending text messages like old school court reporter style of what was going on the show.
Scumbags. Jesus, come on.
So,
that was Boy Gary, by the way.
You think?
The biggest two-faced asshole in the business.
And so...
Toothfaced? That's funny.
I said two-faced.
Yeah, but two-faced.
Yeah.
And so
this guy will make believe he's your friend and then go and report back to Howard. He's the biggest douche.
They were like, well, I guess the positive side is it's the first time that terrestrial radio has been plugged on satellite. So,
funny.
But I plugged onto the second show, and they were like, oh, you talk too much. You got to talk about one thing per break. I started dropping all the crappy music.
Are they still telling people that?
It's
the staples of radio where the PD tells you, you got to talk about one thing. Just keep one subject and keep your words to a minimum. Oh,
nice to see they're learning.
God.
We've proven that doesn't work.
Right. It's
because we were told that same shit, too. We'll talk about 10 different things at the same exact time, and people are able to follow along.
Dude,
we can't even
the
follow.
denial over there is in just commercial radio in general. There's like the mothership from Independence Day is like slowly coming over the city, and they're like running around in circles trying to figure out what to fucking do.
They're using the same strategies, tactics, and just telling their jocks the same shit they've been saying for years and years and years.
So I was doing a show on Friday, and last Friday I had Florentine on, and we dropped like most of the music. We only played like Sabbath and stuff like that,
nice.
And just talk shit in between it. And I got a call Monday morning, and they're like, "We're moving the show to Sunday." I said, "You know what? I'm doing like one or two more, and then I'm fucking outie."
Wow.
Do they complain about the playlist?
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to play all the fucking songs. All the hits. People don't understand what radio studios are now. It's basically an iPod with commercials that you punch a button and talk in between the fucking songs.
That's it.
And it's rough.
What are some of the songs? What are the Sabbath on that playlist? Let me guess. Possibly War Pigs and Paranoid.
Yeah.
Anything else on their accepted playlist at K-Rock?
No.
That station eats my ass. You fucking hacks. You musical hacks.
And if you want to see Jim Norton's ass, it's up on opieandanthony.com.
Oh, it is. That supple, delicious piece of flesh.
He decided to show everyone his ass today.
Picture heaven with a slice in the middle.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, God.
Come here, Laszlo.
The worst.
Don't be shy.
Oh, Jesus.
Norton's ass.
Wow.
That
looks fucking good.
No, it doesn't. It looks like
look good.
It looks like Will Robinson's
use
ass.
That as a refractor.
It looks like you didn't wipe, is what it looks like.
Please.
There's a lot of darkness.
I'm Sheldon
please,
Shower.
Please, that's been cleaned by a tranny.
Yeah.
No, trannies don't go near my ass. Okay, please, Daddy. No. I'm not that big of an equal opportunity person.
Well,
no.
Well, so far there's 245 homos out there.
Hold on, go ahead, Steve. Sneak a peek. Don't be shy. Look at him. He all of a sudden has business in the studio. You fucking faggot. He wants to dip his big hand in there like Winnie the Pooh and scoop out a log.
Certainly do. It's lovely, Jim.
Oh, bees flying around his head, but he's a bear. He doesn't care.
I'm just hungry, and this is delicious.
How do they get past that stinger and big bees in there? They eat the honey, and the bees are still in it. Steve, comment?
How does it feel to be lying on your face while two people fuck on your back while you're looking at a fireplace? Beat it, you fruity bear. Have some berries and a cock.
You're horrible to him. He's endangered. Stop.
Steve loves it, though. All right, so they're moving the show to Sunday.
Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen over there.
Yeah.
I'm not into being a fucking DJ that plays music and shit. And
no,
because he called me and said, you know, the shit that you did in Grand Theft Auto, you know, the radio in that game is funnier than anything we have on the air. So you know, so I fucking assembled my crew and you know all these voice people and friends that have you know done all the stuff that you basically hear when you're playing.
They're just too scared.
Playing the game.
They don't want
and
to take chances.
I start playing that stuff on the radio, and then they bug out.
And they freak out. That is typical radio. We love what you do. We love it. Come on board. We want you to work for us. And then you work for them, and they go, now, don't do any of that stuff you did. Because I honestly believe the only reason you're hired, if you're talented, is so you don't go somewhere else.
Take you off the market.
They hire you to take you off the market so you don't go somewhere else. They don't want to take a chance and let you actually do what you do. But they don't want you doing it anywhere else just in case it works. You know? They are a bunch of pussies with no balls.
And they were like, what are you going to do for your next show? You know, you lost a guy, because my buddy who was the sports announcer dude who was on the show was told during the first show he couldn't be on anymore. So
be honest, tell him Anthony's coming over.
The other thing I've been doing is I played a couple of clips from your show. And I've mentioned Opie and Anthony every fucking show that I've done.
You got a set of balls on you, man. That is great. We are despised.
My buddy looks at me
across
the studio with these huge wide eyes. He's like, I'm like, I don't care. They fucking called me. I give a shit.
Right. We have some golden tickets.
Yeah.
We should give one to Laszlo.
I agree.
Absolutely.
It's not a golden ticket and just a big kiss on his mouth.
I love it. Rare.
They don't know what to do with unfamiliar stuff
in
regular radio.
It frightens them. They don't want it.
Because there's no research project that...
yeah, they can't test it with a slide rule.
Right.
So they
that
freak
they can
out.
go to and see, well, it works somewhere else, so I guess we could do this.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the kid.
Yeah, I recorded the kid for you. What are you doing, Hawk?
What are you waving, Hawk?
What do you got?
Let's
what do you
stop
got?
at the secret notes.
Got Post-it man over there.
Here's
Those are just
Laszlo.
Post-its.
What's it say?
It says, I don't know.
What's it say?
What? He's got a CD. I said just
Up.
to hand it to you. That's all.
Right.
You gave him a Post-it to tell him that you handed the CD to me?
What a Molotov cocktail.
Molotov cocktail. That's actually a Russian hooker.
I was just about to give you Eric's job until you said that, too.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
What did the note say? That the Ope has the CD?
Yeah.
We're going to find that out because he's ready to play it.
Yeah, I was ready
All right.
to hit track one.
Quick.
Ope's talking on the mic.
Quick, write a note.
It's the
Power's up and running.
Here's the kid from Laszlo's intro, you know, the famous "Tell him, Fred, hoo, hoo, hoo,"
Yeah.
doing other lines for our show.
Great.
A bunch of Ben insults so far.
Comb your hair, stupid.
How old is this kid?
10 or 11.
Oh, that's great. He better never grow up.
Did you comb your hair with a baseball bat?
Jimmy Norton inspired one.
There's a couple more here.
Dar!
I see the awful, terrible...
I hit something with my head.
You laughed so hard.
Don't! It's crazy! Don't!
And then he laughs at himself.
Just like Ben
like
would.
Ben.
Don't! It's crazy! Don't!
Oh, that ass of a producer.
I had him do a bunch of...
Miracle.
Had him do a bunch of more hoo-hoo stuff.
This one's pretty funny because I think it's the Kelsey Grammer thing, right? Where's my Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah, it's pretty odd when you're having somebody do impressions of people doing impressions of people doing impressions.
Good Lord.
Oh, good Lord.
Is that good Lord or dear Lord when Kelsey falls?
Good Lord.
It's good, Lord.
It's
Good Lord.
Dear.
It could be.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
It sounds like dear. Oh, Ellen's dancing again. Oh, is that the best part? My day has just been made.
Good.
I love when Ellen dances every day.
That's entertainment. That's West Coast,
Ooh.
California entertainment.
When are you going to be on the show, Jimmy? And then you could dance with Ellen.
Yeah, she actually asked me a few times. They kind of like my brand of humor.
Show her your cock so she runs away frightened.
Runs away frightened. She wouldn't be able to identify it. What is that thing you're showing me?
Here's one more from the kid.
Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo-hoo, Robin. Robin. Hoo-hoo-hoo, Robin. Right, Robin? Tell him, Fred. Tell him, Fred. I invented everything. Put a bandana on your car. Sirius sucks ass.
Holy shit. That is great.
I gotta hear that again.
It is brilliant.
Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo, Robin. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo-hoo, Robin. Robin. Hoo-hoo-hoo, Robin. Right, Robin? Tell him, Fred. Tell him, Fred. I invented everything. Put a bandana on your car. Sirius sucks ass.
Sirius sucks ass.
Wow, that is gold.
Even little kids are making fun of Howard these days.
That's James Ferrante from Long Beach, New York.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
We like James.
Typical.
Right.
He's got that Long Beach, New York sound to him.
James
That's
is a
funny.
mean little man.
Wow.
Yeah, so for my third show, we went to the Home Depot parking lot where there's about every illegal immigrant on the planet hangs out now.
Do they wait for work or something? Is
Long
that
Island is now, I don't know what.
I don't know what's going on with that. You're right. I know what you're going to
Foreigner
say.
Employment Agency.
It is so bizarre how many illegal immigrants have come to Long Island.
Every corner, Anthony.
I can understand San Diego, right across the border.
Yeah.
Maybe Texas.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a long trip to get to Long Island.
Yep.
And there are communities on Long Island that are just overrun with illegal immigrants, and the houses will have like 80 people sleeping in them.
They busted one of those houses recently.
And
it wasn't 80, but it was about 30 or 40 in one house.
So you're a contractor, you go to Home Depot, and you take a bunch back to the job site, you pay them nothing, and
Right.
have them sweep up or whatever.
My brother used to do this. He would drive up in his truck. He was doing some landscaping. He would point to three guys, you, and you, get in the back of the truck, and they take off. And if the guys sucked on the job, he would drive them back and just not pay them.
Pick up a new one?
And pick up a new one.
But
Yeah. Wouldn't even hesitate.
And here's the trouble, though, is that union guys will go pick them up like, hey, I'm a contractor, and then go beat the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen that happen.
It's like a
couple
lot.
of guys taken to a warehouse out on Long Island and just bludgeoned. And then there was also something recently, it was on the news, and they were presenting it as this awful thing, and they had people saying racism, crying racism, when a guy picked up a bunch of them in a pickup truck and drove to the immigration building. And they all jump out of the back of the truck and scattered like cockroaches. And the guy was videotaping it. And he's laughing his ass off. And the news was all, this is horrible.
Horrible,
Look at
they're
this awful
illegals.
thing." I know, yeah, that's what I was
Fucking
saying.
news. God
It was
almighty.
comedy. It was comedy. Genius.
Yeah, so we picked this guy up and decided we were going to train him to be a radio DJ. So we brought him into the K-Rock studios and
let him at it.
And let him at it. So yeah, it was a good time.
Did he do well?
He did all right. There was I brought a track there.
Speaking English.
He was telling us about the day labor whorehouses. So your wife is in El Salvador?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, don't you get lonely? Do you have un otra muchachas?
Oh, they're different, my wife? Or?
Yeah, different than your wife.
Yes.
Yeah? So we went to Home Depot to pick you up. Where do you go to pick up female day laborers, or hourly, or 5 minutes?
Home Depot?
other sluts at the Home Depot?
Oh, would they like to pick up women?
Women, you know, to rent them for un otra...
Yeah, in Dunkin' Donuts.
No, muchachas?
Yeah.
At Dunkin' Donuts?
Yep.
Por,
Yep.
Yeah? Dude, who knew you could roll up on Dunkin' Donuts and get a donut?
In the station. I live in the station. And Babylon Tempike.
Uh-huh.
They have the home over here. You go in the home.
Oh, there's a house.
Yeah, I live in the house, yep.
And there's chicks there, women.
Yeah.
How much does that cost?
How much?
$20.
$20?
30.
30?
$20.
What do you get?
You know, saca y... saca no más.
No más. Is Hispanic or Americano?
Spanish.
Spanish?
Yep.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Dude, that's next show. That's where we're going.
We're going to have a remote broadcast live.
We're going to be broadcasting live. What are the women's names? Do you know any of their names?
No, I don't know the name.
You don't know? You don't learn their names? You just go in there for your business?
I don't know the name, no.
No? Yeah? They just are they muy bonita?
Yes, muy chulas.
Really? Big leches?
Mucha leche, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of milk.
Lecheras.
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 You're getting into this radio thing very well, Jimmy. We're thanks for coming on the show today.
Okay. 92.3 K-Rock.
This guy, he would tell us how much he loves his wife, and then he would talk about the whorehouses that all the day laborers go to.
Apparently, those are big things too. The whorehouses, I think, because they all got to be serviced.
The other thing that you have to watch out for, this had like a couple years ago. I was driving by Home Depot. If you drive by there at like 6, 7 o'clock after they get dropped off, they all go pick up like malt liquor and get loaded in the parking lot. And I'm driving down Sunrise Highway, and there's these illegal immigrant gentlemen who had bottles in their hands of like Mad Dog 2020 or something, and they were walking across Sunrise Highway where people are doing like 60 miles an hour, and this guy walked right off the center median in this car next to me, clipped him at about 50, head on. Guy slams onto the hood and then flies about 40 feet in the air. It was nuts.
And you saw it?
I saw it happen.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
I ran over to him. I'm like, trying to ask in Spanish, "Are you okay?" The blood starts running out of his mouth. I was like, "Okay, we're all done here. I'll be going to buy a new faucet
Just
now."
leave. And this part of this story you left out is that you were the car that hit him, right?
Oh, and I was drunk too.
Anything else off this?
Dude,
thing,
I got to
Leslie?
say though, listen to that guy, man. He doesn't have a lot of radio experience.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Me or the?
Gonna make
the guy, the Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it in the business.
Not a good guy.
I had him on for one show. The opening to show number 4.
You like that one?
Is yeah.
All right, let's listen to this too. It's Laszlo.
It's my show last Friday.
Oh, what's wrong, Ryan? Are you upset about your brother?
Yeah.
You know, son, you'd still have a baby brother if your mom would stop drinking.
That's right, honey.
Well, there's not much you can do about the third trimester jitters.
How's your arm, Ryan?
Ow, it hurts.
It only looks broken, sweetie. What can Mommy do to make it better?
Could I listen to the Laszlo show?
Well, I guess that would be okay.
Kick ass.
You be good, son. Your mom and I are going to a swinger party. For now, we'll let the Laszlo show babysit you.
Should we start with the national anthem? Yeah, screw it. Yeah, I got too drunk last night. Just play the opening music.
And this is where I start talking.
Nice.
Great. I like your opens.
I love that guy. We got to get rid of Martini Steve. You're out,
That
Steve.
guy's got a real voice.
Beat it, stupid.
I want to hear that guy doing some Ramon promos.
Instead of Martini Steve pitching his voice down, Ramon.
Right.
Ramon.
Anything else off this, Laz?
No, I think that's it. You can listen to it in your
leisure.
In your leisure.
Very good. We have to say hi to either Marco or Aaron.
Someone was there at the scene of that accident and said Laszlo looked at the guy and said, "Good luck, bro."
That's true.
Well, I heard that after Laszlo hit him, he got out and shot him and then killed 2 hookers and got back in the car and drove away. Get it? Tie in with the game. I'm good. It's all about tie-ins in comedy. Hawk, where you going? All right, way to answer on the air. Hope you fall into a fucking puddle. You meek idiot.
Marco.
Yo.
Ah, here they are.
How's it going, Opie and Anthony? How's it going, Sweet Tits?
Hey.
All right, Marco and Aaron, another show trying to get a golden ticket, Laszlo.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm actually calling you guys from Bolivia right now. I can barely hear you, so I don't even know what happened.
You're really in Bolivia? What are you doing
I am
there?
in Bolivia. Yes, sir.
So while you're on hold, you were paying like $3 a
Well,
minute.
actually, I had my cousin buy a phone card, so we did three-way. So
What do you do? Are you swallowing balloons that have been dipped in olive oil?
Waiting to run out with his
I'm
6
actually
guns.
getting a lot of jungle poo.
Blasting.
I have a blast over here, Jimmy. A lot of prostitutes. Prostitutes cost around $10 over here.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So you didn't hear us critiquing the program?
I just had a couple of friends call me, and I heard you guys, fucking just ripped us apart.
We
And
gave
know
you
what?
great reviews.
Yeah, what are you on? You're on Cox or Comcast Cable, Internet Radio or something?
Yeah, the way it works, we're on Fairfax Public Access in Fairfax, Virginia. It's bullshit. It's cable radio basically, and the way it works is we're on TV, but there's a bunch of PSAs in front. And you just hear our voices in the background.
You hear your voices, so you're on TV, but not pictures of you.
Exactly.
It's like little billboards with your voice in the background.
Exactly. So and there's no way for us to get any kind of exposure. And but the way we do, we follow the type of format you guys do. Because of you guys, we got into radio.
God, we're hearing a lot of that lately.
Dude, what channel are you on?
We're on Channel 37 in Virginia. We're on from Wednesday, 11 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Do you have ratings?
We don't have any ratings at all. No. The way it works is it's a thinky public access radio show.
Marco, somebody has to ask you, what's up with the voice?
What's up with the voice?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There seems to be a little something going on there.
Well, what's that?
I don't know. That's why we're asking.
Where are you from?
I'm actually Bolivian, so.
You're from Bolivia? Were you born there?
No, I was actually born in Fairfax, but my parents are Bolivian, so.
So it's just a Bolivian.
You kind of picked up their accent?
Yeah, I guess so. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, people are asking, who vacations in Bolivia?
Coke addicts.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I don't do coke, but actually I have a funny story about that.
Oh,
sure.
Hold on.
Funny
story. Funny story coming.
We love
We're
funny
buckling
stories.
up right now.
Then sit down.
You ready? Ready for a funny
Everyone,
story?
hold on. You don't want to slip and fall.
Somebody quick, put Ben in the crib. All right.
Hold on, I want to do a little Tai Chi to get ready for the funny story.
Whoa, relax.
Well, anyways,
Wait, I wasn't done with my Tai Chi.
We're getting ready,
forever.
Marco. We're getting
I'm
ready.
sorry.
Putting our laughing hats on.
Yep.
All right, anyways, my dad used to be big in the coke game back in the 80s, so that's why we do actually have a couple of coke connections down here. That's all I was going to say. It wasn't supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, terrific.
I'll tell you that right now. I really don't know what to say. I'm nervous as shit.
What?
I'm nervous as shit right now. I mean, I'm calling you from Bolivia. I'm talking to Opie and Anthony show, so I'm fucking nervous.
I'd be nervous being in Bolivia.
Anybody near the phone right now?
No, actually, no one's near the phone right now.
Are you on a payphone?
No, I'm actually. Well, my cousin he left to go buy another phone card, so he can so we can keep on listening to you guys. I think we have about 10 minutes left on phone card.
Oh,
on phone card.
It's got to be a fortune.
No, it's actually to buy to make a call for about 50 minutes costs $2.
That's it?
All you have to do is go to any gas station and you buy a phone card.
50 minutes?
50 minutes.
I'm back. All right. Hello?
There he is, Aaron.
Sorry about that.
Opie and Anthony.
All right, there you go. I got the next phone card. If we need to keep going, so.
Wow.
Show with Opie and Anthony.
Are you? Wait.
What's up, guys?
Aaron, where are you?
Suddenly this show's feeling like public access.
Yeah. Aaron.
Yeah, what's up?
Where are you?
I'm actually in the Pentagon right now.
What?
I'm calling from the Pentagon right now. That's where my job is.
You work in the Pentagon?
I work at the Pentagon.
He's in Bolivia?
That's pretty cool.
All right,
He's in
nice
Bolivia. I'm in the
connection.
Pentagon. We're three-waying. We're three-waying you guys.
That is a weird connection.
Isn't it? Does anyone have an office on Camp Street?
What's that?
This has to be picked up from the Pentagon. Like they got to check this
They've
call
gotta
out.
be monitoring
This call's got to be checked out. You don't call tie in from Bolivia to New York.
I guarantee
Pentagon.
Homeland Security's on this call right now.
A big coke deal going down.
So you're in Bolivia giving that suitcase of cash to those.
Yeah, Marco's got a couple bricks.
Those terrorist guys. Good.
Yeah, use keywords like terrorist, cocaine, money laundering.
Let's all just make believe we're still doing a radio show, but you guys understand what's going on here, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Marco, it was like you were saying before about Allah Akbar.
There you go. Osama bin Laden.
That got the fucking screener listening. What do you do at the Pentagon? Can you say?
I just do programming, like computer programming, like website stuff like that.
I don't know. You're kind of saying that dismissively. That's a pretty big thing to work on the Pentagon computers.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be advertising that, should I?
Were you there 9/11?
No, I started working there like 2 months after 9/11 happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun.
So they look at you like one of the new guys that.
I'm one of the new kids on the block.
Not worth his weight.
Were you evacuated when that plane flew too close?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean,
no, nothing. He didn't.
I
No one
remember.
told him.
I probably wasn't at work. I go to work maybe like 3 or 4 times a week. Maybe.
Are there parts of the building you're not allowed to go to?
Yeah, there definitely are.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parts where you can't have access points, and there's all kinds of security. There's guys running around with MP5s and grenades in their belts. They're a little wacky down here.
Nice.
You ever see like Colin Powell walking around and Richard Meyer?
I saw Rumsfeld once. I just started laughing, and then
Rummy.
What'd you say to him?
They had security all over them. You can't really. I see 4-star generals all the time.
You should have said, "Good luck, bro."
Yeah. I mean,
Oh wait, Rumsfeld wasn't alone in the hallway?
Hell no.
No,
I mean,
he just
I mean,
doesn't
he
walk
man
up
has a
by
posse.
himself. Rumsfeld never goes anywhere by himself.
Right. People. I mean.
Wow,
people,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
You got a cool ID badge that says Pentagon on it?
Yeah, I got a little gay little badge with my name
cool
and my
is
face.
that?
That's great. So you saw the Secretary of Defense. Do you remember David Bryce when he worked there?
David Bryce.
Yeah, Secretary of Defense.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Okay, maybe it was before you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Well, hey, anyways, we want to send you guys new clips if you want to hear them, just to do us some justice.
All right.
Yeah, send your best
we're
material.
old.
We still have these golden tickets, and
sweet.
So far we're not into the Marco and Aaron show, but you never know. Send more stuff in.
Right.
All right.
And would it be cool if we stop by when you guys ever come back to DC?
We're on 34th Street.
No.
Oh, again. You are a prick. Guy works at the Pentagon, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Not for long after the text
Yeah,
speech
exactly.
recognition
I know.
picks that shit up.
Exactly.
Yeah, isn't there a rumor that there are key phrases and words that if you use them on the phone, they'll listen in on what you're saying?
No, it's not a rumor. It's
if
true.
it's
I mean,
true, the Pentagon has to have that, right?
you got
You say
computers
things like Al-Qaeda or Osama bin Laden,
crunching
terrorism.
that stuff all day long.
Yeah. Find out computer guy is on the phone when it's happening. Goodbye.
Shocks.
Goodbye.
As long as the keywords aren't how passable are you, how long have you been dressing this way?
Very good. Hey, speaking of these golden tickets, we got another show that came in today.
Yeah,
hoping and wanting a golden ticket from us.
Who is it?
It's the Mark Muse show.
Sounds like a hit.
Mark Muse?
From North Carolina. M-U-E-S.
Urgent communique from
This place
Steve C. to Jimmy.
This place goes through a lot of Post-it notes, man.
Oh, it's posted hell.
I hope so.
What happened?
You had to have your couch rescheduled.
Yes.
Oh, no, it came. Just spoke to Tabitha. She will talk, but she has to wait until she has a lunch break. So maybe we can get Tabitha on the telephone.
Oh, that would be nice.
But lunch is at noon.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, but maybe we can work
Try
out.
to get a break. She's at work now.
Okay.
All right. The girl that was in that sex tape.
Not that we heard it on the air, of course.
She's going to call into the
Allegedly.
program today. So it's the Mark Muse show.
All right.
From North Carolina. Hoping to get a golden ticket. We gave out the first golden ticket to Ron and Fez. We got 4 more. And our thinking is we're going to save 4 more shows from commercial radio hell. And the rest will just have to rot on the fucko list.
Opie.
Right.
That's harsh.
So here, without further ado, is the Mark Muse show from North Carolina.
What was your worst prom experience? Now, these are...
I heard enough.
All right.
Anyway, Laszlo.
I don't know. Mark Muse, that guy's good. I used to listen to that guy a lot on the road. Here's the old way we would talk as comedians. When times are tough and you need a laugh, You put on Mark Muse and you pull into the shoulder of the road.
What was your worst prom experience? Now, these are going to be a hoot gang. This is from...
All right, wait. No, this is a joke, right? Stop it.
Here's what would save that show. If a girl called up and said, well, I had a baby, but then I threw it in the garbage can and went back out and danced. That would be a great radio program.
That would be terrific.
Oh, people just asked me why my shoe color changed. They weren't on to me.
It looked like burgundy spats. Are spats shoes? Making sure.
They go over the shoes, which is even funnier.
Hey, Opie, did you get some resolution on this whole, not invited to the secret room?
No.
We were trying to work on it. I think Elo is supposed to be here today. Is that what I'm hearing?
There's Don. He was the one that explained why I couldn't get into the secret room. Why
but you don't even...
There?
You
I
said,
don't
I don't know. He explained it, and you have no clue.
Here's that bright-eyed man in here.
I do a technology feature that's on almost every fucking XM channel.
Yep.
I'd heard nothing about this
Yeah, you
tech
should
event.
be in the secret room. You should be invited to the event.
I heard
you weren't invited either.
I heard
Man,
nothing.
there's
If
people
anyone
down there
should
in
be
Washington
invited.
that still have their asses
around their head.
Holy crap, their heads up their asses.
They still have their asses in their pants, for Pete's sake. Damn heads on their shoulders.
I was going to make such a brilliant point there,
Yeah.
too.
There he is.
Don.
Hey, fella.
It's Don.
Who runs 202 and does a good job. A great job.
Slightly OCD.
In general, he does a very, very, very good job.
Very handsome
We're
gentleman.
very happy with Don.
Now, we were talking about our little controversy yesterday. Opie going to the electronics thing and not being able to get in the secret room. Laszlo, I guess, would have been great to have invited Laszlo, who's a tech guy.
Nationally syndicated
radio
feature about technology.
Yeah, perhaps he should be somebody.
At every tech event worldwide.
Yeah, knows what he's talking about when he's talking all this equipment, and nothing. Why was Opie denied access to the secret room?
But could you first explain why there was no signage in the room? Because that one just...
That we want to hear, yeah.
I used the word
Did he tell you?
silly.
Well, he alluded to it, but he figured it would be best
We figured
for
it
you
was
to
a
tell.
parody of the real answer.
He figured it would be best to hear it from you.
Do you remember when we opened up Lincoln Center June the 1st? And we had signage around there at Lincoln Center. Apparently, between then and now, you have huge fans who were union workers who apparently decided to remove some of the banners.
Union workers
Yep.
stole our signs.
Borrowed.
Are there union workers actually working in Washington that have also borrowed the billboards? All of the other advertising?
Television advertising.
There's you have a fan at CBS. There was a commercial. The guy took it and watches it at Home Alone.
Pops it in his VCR.
That is really good.
So they stole the signs, and that's why there was no Opie and Anthony stuff there.
And they couldn't figure out something else to make sure we were represented there?
I don't think they realized it.
Was it true also
They didn't
that
realize it.
some mortuary workers stole the Bob Edwards signs also?
Fucking ghoul. Poor guy has never done anything to us, but we're obsessed with how ghoulish he is.
We like Bob Edwards on a personal level, but
Yes.
I'm sorry, he looks like a dead man when he walks.
Stop it, Dracula. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Opie.
Oh. That sounded like an acid reflux burp.
I can't stay in this room with you guys.
All right. But why weren't we even invited to the event there, Don?
Don?
You're on
No idea.
You're on the hot seat.
To you.
No idea
No
why.
idea.
Nope. And a meeting with marketing tomorrow morning to find out why.
Blah,
You
blah,
know,
blah. I don't even need to know.
I feel left out when I can't turn down an invitation to one of the events. Because, obviously, I wouldn't be going. I'm much too busy driving home.
And these people do realize there's signs around this joint they could have easily got for the event.
But all this aside, come on. What everyone wants to know. The secret room.
Yeah, do we have a drum roll? We're about to get the answer to the question why I was denied access to the secret room
Opie
at the big XM event.
Huge personality on XM satellite
Showing all
radio.
the latest technology and equipment.
Goes to
That's
the
gonna be
event.
available by the end of the year.
The press was allowed in there. If they signed a waiver, Opie would have signed some kind of a security waiver, of course, to get into the secret room. But
the press was allowed in there?
The press was allowed in.
Those fucking blabbermouths?
Exactly.
Who give away positions in the military in a war?
But There is an answer. Drum roll, please. Don, why was Opie denied access to XM's technology secret room?
So is everybody else in management.
So no one was allowed in the secret room.
No one.
That sounds like an effective way to get the word out.
That's true.
Wait a minute. Opie, did you see people going into the secret room?
I saw a lot of people going into the secret room.
Did you see anyone from XM go in the secret room?
I don't know.
Didn't Don go into the secret room? Nope. Who went? What was the purpose? Who was the secret room for?
Who was it for?
For the press, and the press had to sign waivers to say that the information that they had, that they shot inside the room, was embargoed.
They shot stuff. They took pictures.
I don't know if they actually shot. I didn't see the media go inside.
But the media, these blabbermouths. Why wouldn't they allow Ope to go in? Like, what would the purpose be to keep him out?
There is no purpose of that.
Who set up the secret room?
Was it an XM worried about it, then I said have him sign a waiver.
Right. Okay.
Was it an XM employee that set up the secret room?
No doubt. Yeah, sure.
Well, then he had to be in it.
That's right.
Did they kill him afterwards?
What a lame brain.
Wait,
that sounds ridiculous.
Now, didn't you call over there and say to somebody? You called over. Who'd you call? Who'd you talk to?
Anastasia and Mark in marketing, and I said, show Opie everything that's there.
Now, Mark is the guy, the tan guy.
Right.
I don't know if I know Anastasia.
Anastasia, she met me. She was very nice.
Okay.
Mark kind of just looked at me strangely.
He's a neat gentleman. Okay, so you spoke to them, and what did they say when you talked to them?
They will show him all the products.
I don't need to see the products.
Now? Don't even want to see him.
I'd like to see him.
And I don't need their silly excuses anymore.
I'd like a reason.
I will do this fine radio show with my pals, Anthony and Jim Norton. We will work very hard every day because we love what we do, but I'm done with the silly excuses and reasons. Done.
It just seems weird that some dopey reporter...
I had to walk away all awkwardly because I couldn't go into the secret room. That's embarrassing.
Because I'm sure Sirius would do that to Howard.
So embarrassing. And no one...
You want to talk honestly? Yeah, I'm sure that would happen.
I can't get in the secret room, Robin.
Yeah, I'm sure that would happen.
They wouldn't let him in because there's no room for people when their units are in there. Like to
secret
let you
room.
Squeeze around this.
It's like the ENIAC in there.
Yeah.
What's that tent? That's just a portable with a napkin on it.
All right. Thank you, Don.
Sorry. It's not your fault. I'd like to know who. I'm not going to drop it. I want to know who and for. I'd like a reason for once in corporate America, not just XM, any corporation. Can somebody go, yes, this was my decision and this is why? Can people just have an ounce of moral courage anywhere in the country anymore and just do that?
They could have certainly handled it differently at the door to the secret room. I'm looking in the room going, you're kidding, right? And it was really awkward. And people were like looking at me uncomfortably like, oh, my God.
Because it was a personal satisfaction for them to say no to you.
No, they should have handled it.
And then I had to walk away like, hey, let's go get some shrimp. I was like, what do you say? You're supposed to be one of the big things happening at the company, and you're treated like shit. And Stephanie, stay the fuck away from me. Trust me on that one. Stay the fuck away from me.
The anger is deep in him.
He's right to be angry. He's completely right.
The fuck away from me with that stupid face you make. That fake smile, scowl. Had it.
Where's Elo?
I'll talk to Elo about
Where is Elo? Isn't he showing up today?
Yep.
Is he? Yeah.
Hopefully with that hairdo, he'll walk in with a little circular hat with a propeller on it.
All right, we're going to move on with our show.
All right. Don, thank you so much for enlightening us on the secret room.
Indeed. Anytime.
Mark and Anastasia.
Apparently nobody allowed in the secret room.
No, Anastasia, I tell it like it is. She was cool to me when I got there. She definitely was.
No, just trying to establish a line of communication. Like, those guys were spoken to, and then what happened? They had to pick it up from there.
She actually was the only one from XM that actually came up to me and said, hey, what's up? Hey, anything I could do, please let me know. Everyone else is like, what are you doing here? I swear to God, that's how I felt. And if they want to play it another way, fine. But that's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we didn't give you an invite, and you're here. This is weird.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be here for
second-class citizens.
Aren't you the guys who...
I will tell Elo today, personally, Ant and I have been at this a year. I still don't feel like I'm a big part of this company. I really don't. I really don't.
Well, we might as well just pack everything up because I guess Sirius just announced another big signing.
Oh, no.
Big talent signing.
Uh-oh.
Richard Simmons.
Wow.
You're kidding, right?
Are they kidding?
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding. Richard Simmons to host a fitness show.
Oh, I thought he was going to do a show on how to suck cock.
A fitness show.
I bet you he'll be on the homepage of that Sirius website every day.
Of course.
Big banner ad.
The best-selling author and television personality is now turning to satellite radio as a means to inspire and motivate the nation. Boy, do they just know how to take people that are has-beens and throw huge money at them.
How much they getting, does it say, sweetie?
I would love to see that, but no. I don't see a money figure here.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.
And any chick that would listen to his station is probably going to wind up eating her unit in a panicked moment anyway. Fat bitches.
Yeah, we're going to break with this little thing, and we'll continue. We got Mark Muse calling in.
Oh!
We're taking a listen to his radio show to see if he's worthy of a
We
golden
didn't really...
ticket.
We listened to 2 words.
Yeah, we got to hear more, Ope.
Well, we're going to do that after the break, and Laszlo has a whole sheet of stuff he wants to talk about.
Yeah, I got to talk. The midgets are upset. The midget union.
All right,
There's a midget union.
Yes, there is.
All right, we'll talk about that next as well. But first, we go here and then there.
Life in corporate America can be a grind.
All they do is they remove the humor from everything.
And you don't want to worry about your behavior around the office becoming a problem.
I'm standing here with this erection feeling silly.
You're going to need some sound advice.
Talk less and suck more.
From a qualified professional.
I'm a stand-up comic who hates his own guts.
New from the HIV Corporation. It's the Jim Norton Sensitivity Handbook.
Sensitivity training. Maybe you could send someone from Human Resources in, and they can tickle my bag a little. I can go, ooh, very sensitive area, and then they can leave.
Jim will help you construct a business plan.
Greed is good.
He'll guide you through the hiring process.
Hire all fat chicks if you don't want them harassed.
He's also a whiz at customer relations.
Here's what you do, stupid. When they complain, you go, click. You take the phone. Click.
Ladies will also enjoy Jim's wardrobe recommendations.
You send them to training to not have those big tits showing during the workday.
Jim is also an experienced marriage counselor.
How could you marry a chick that won't drink out of your mule?
And he can help mend even the most fractured of family relationships.
I killed my wife with a hammer.
And he'll also assist with time management.
1:30, Human Resources attempts to talk about sensitivity training. 1:35, they are wiping saliva that Jim Norton has spit on them off of themselves as he walks outdoor. End of meeting.
Call 1-800-LOG-DROP for the Jim Norton Sensitivity Handbook. Order today.
Meeting adjourned.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM 202.
All right, we're running out of show. Laszlo.
I love that Bluetooth headset that Elo's got. Everybody's got those. They walk around like they're the Borg.
Yeah,
you know?
the Borg. They have been assimilated.
There's now software called the Car Whisperer that you can get on your laptop, and when you're driving along, you can listen to other people. You know, everybody's in their car talking on their mobile phone. If they have a Bluetooth headset, you can listen to their conversation.
Really?
Where did you get that?
You just download the software.
And you need your laptop, obviously, with you in your car.
And it's got to have Bluetooth functionality.
Is there anything else that's smaller, like a scanner or something that could pick that up? And
no, because the mobile phones that use Bluetooth, I don't think there are any sort of handheld like Radio Shack type scanners.
No, not yet.
But you can actually have a microphone hooked up to your laptop and be talking into the microphone, and the person's
they can hear you.
Right, so you can say you drive like a jackass, stupid.
Yeah,
Get off the phone.
I would say jackass too.
I have to practice,
would that be great?
Oh, there'd be some racial slur.
That would be fantastic.
Especially if they're white. You cracker motherfucker. And then you a black guy in the next car.
By the way,
white devil.
Scream in their ear and make them veer off the road and hit a telephone pole.
Actually, you blame it on the car in front of you or something.
Dude.
You go, listen, you. Insert racial epithet there. I'm in the red Buick. Right in front of you, and I'm going to kick your ass.
Or I'd say, I'd even do it better. I'd say, I'm not the guy in the silver Saturn. This way they know it's not you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Elo, I made a huge error
What'd you do?
He called the
You
other
cut
day.
his hair?
He called the other day, and I went, "Hey, what's up, e-hole?"
You didn't.
I was there with you when you did that. No, you told me about that.
Why did you do that? We usually put the hole at the end of someone's name, like Rocco in Boston. We called him Rock Hole.
We usually call our enemies that.
Yeah, hole is put at
Something
the end of
hole.
anyone's name.
Right. So I go, "Hey, e-hole," and he called me out on it. He's like, "E-hole?" I'm like, that's what Anthony and I call everyone. The hole. And
There was Ian in Boston. He was E-hole. You just put the hole at the end, but you don't do that with Elo. Why did you do that?
Why?
If it's just a mistake, he knows we
Why
love him.
did you do that?
And you wonder why there's no signage at shit.
He knows not.
Yeah.
He knows
By the way,
we love him.
sorry to interrupt you. The next person that actually refers to signs as signage, I'm going to bury a
Signage.
fucking coffee cup in your face. And
Signage
that
is
goes
a
from
radio
me.
word.
It's signage is not a radio. It's signs.
That's an advertising term.
I know,
That
but
is
it stinks. Signage.
So Elo's listening to this on the replay. I'm very, very sorry. That was
should
just
be.
a dumb mistake.
Elo, I have never called you E-hole.
Never even
Ever.
thought it.
That's right. You are a true friend of the show. All right.
It wasn't a bad thing. You just had a little slip. It happens.
The Mark Muse show from North Carolina. Let's get back to the tape.
Oh, yes.
Couple strikes against the guy already.
You know something? This could be very funny or very sad. If he's parodying this type of radio, it's very funny.
Well, taking prom stories, I'm sure we did it back in the day. I don't know. I can't defend it. It's kind of hacky now.
But he said these stories should be a hoot.
Yeah.
Is that what I heard?
But using
Yeah.
the word hoot is very,
Yeah.
very bad.
Let's listen.
That's a major strike against the Mark
Yes.
Muse show.
What was your worst prom experience? Now, these are going to be a hoot, gang. This was from a Jag ride from 2 years ago. You got to check these out. They're hilarious. Check it out. Actually, it's 3 years ago. My bad. Okay, how about this one? When I was dancing to some James Brown music, I slipped and fell down. Everyone laughed. But that was the only bad thing that happened to me that night. Hey, slipping and falling like James Brown couldn't possibly be as bad as being caught maybe kidnapping someone and driving across state lines like James Brown. That couldn't be too bad.
Sounds like a drag queen on lithium.
There is sort of a flamboyant sound to his voice.
I will say, though, at least he is parodying that type of crap.
Yeah,
there,
okay. It was, he is parodying it?
Yes.
No.
You don't think he is?
I don't know.
I disagree because he's being sarcastic. He's going, that is really the way he's reading the story. He's
This
not-
should be a hoot, gang. I think you don't really talk like
he's
that.
sarcastic.
I don't know. Let's listen to another little bit.
I want to have a few guffaws.
When I went to the Ashbrook prom, can I say that? Well, I'm getting outrageous. My date said he didn't want to go to the after party with me. Because, after the party is the after party. He told me to find my own ride home. I was in bed by 12 that night. Oh, little Cinderella. I had to ride home in a little rat-drawn carriage. Little pumpkin.
Look, I kind of like him.
I like this Mark Muse. I don't know
kind
what
of
he
like
does.
him.
Why do you like him?
Because he's goofing on the whole thing.
All right.
He's a douche. He doesn't like
He is
regular
right.
radio. I like him.
Than held up a sign that says he's trying a little too hard, which is true. He is. You can see he's putting in a little extra effort.
Well,
into
at least
it,
he's take no chances, Mark.
But that's thin. He's holding out hope for.
He's holding up other people's signs now.
He's holding out hope for a golden ticket.
Oh.
When I went to the steakhouse with my friends before the prom, I accidentally bit into a lemon, and my jaw locked up, causing me to make faces with the lemon still in my mouth! Exclamation point. I could just see him being interviewed, just yelling that. The lemon was still on my face! Wow. That's quite the dramatic story. I'm surprised you didn't have 3 exclamation points at the end of that, Jewel.
What station is this show on? Is it somewhere in San Francisco?
Like him.
I don't know. Where is it?
I'm starting to like the guy too.
I like him.
I like Mark Muse.
How old a guy is he?
Sophomore in college.
He's a college sophomore.
All right, there's 2 more tracks here. He talks about Bush's iPod. That's him right there?
Yeah, he looks. You know who he looks like?
That's
Psycho Jimmy from Boston. He's like a real super fan.
Oh yeah.
But he's obviously going to murder all 3 of us someday with a handgun.
He picks My Sharona by the neck. What a moron. I like that song. I can just see him dancing around like in Reality Bites, just dancing around with Ben Stiller and Janine Garofalo in the record store. I'm gonna get it from the touch of a younger kind. The song was crap to begin with, and now just to know that stick in the mud, old crotchety man is now like, oh, I like that tune. Oh, great.
He's on speed.
And he's alone in the studio.
One more.
This is basically boomer rock and roll and more recent music out of Nashville, made for boomers. It's safe. It's reliable. It's loving. What I mean to say is, it's feel-good music. The Sex Pistols, it's not. Ho-ho! Ho-ho! Wow. Really is flying off the cuff, that one.
This kid's a dick. You gotta like him.
He really is a tool.
What a dick. You gotta love him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Muse. Mark.
Hey guys.
How do you say your last name?
Muse, M-U-E-S.
All right, Mark Muse.
I like it. I vote I like it. You're very funny, young man.
Thank you very much.
You're a sarcastic prick. And you're an asshole. That's
So, you
hysterical.
did it well, because the first track I still was on the fence. I wasn't sure if you were goofing or.
Well, yeah, we
doing the
weren't
real
sure
deal.
if you were serious about, talking about prom stories.
It was in the school newspaper, and it was like, how could anybody seriously be writing about this like it's real news?
Yeah.
Oh, you just read out of the school paper and smashing them?
Right.
That's great.
We usually do.
Good for you.
So what's your deal, Mark? You're from North Carolina?
From North Carolina. I've sent you some stuff before, actually, jingles, stuff like that you've played. Some TV edits, but that was clips from a high school show, actually. Just graduated.
High school.
Wow.
Oh, you just graduated high school?
Yeah.
I thought you were a sophomore in college.
I'm a freshman.
How tall are
About
you?
to be. What is it?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
And
Wow, you're a little guy.
Well, certainly am.
And how much do you weigh?
80.
You weigh 80 pounds?
Jesus, what do you broadcast from? Fucking a hospital bed in Rhode Island?
Why only 80 pounds, Mark?
I don't know if that's metabolism, I guess.
You really only weigh 80? We're looking at a picture of you. I thought it was a little kid.
I want to have lunch with him. What do you want? I'll have 3 leaves, please.
No, but
Are you doing a show nowadays?
the high school I'm going to has a radio station, so should be continuing the legacy on there.
Wait a minute, you're only a sophomore in high school then?
No, I'm just graduated high school. The website hasn't been updated in forever.
Oh, okay.
You just graduated high school. You're going to college.
Right.
What college?
Gaston College. It's 10 minutes away from home.
Gaston College?
Yes,
Right.
it's a big college for, what exactly is the big thing at Gaston College?
Not eating.
Nothing.
I'm going to St. Copius of, forget it.
You have a website or something, Mark?
Caddyshack.
Nah, just the jag1610.com website is basically all we have right now.
Okay.
Who do you do the show with?
Sometimes with friends, sometimes alone. The clips I sent were alone because I've been told I riff better.
You riff better alone?
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad.
Not at all.
I like him. You're rough around the edges.
Thanks.
Sort of a diamond in the... Reminds me of when I was his age. That's what it
right. Reminds me
of.
when I was his size, when I was 3.
Dream just to be smashed by you guys. Thank you.
Who needs that pesky functioning pituitary gland?
You have a lot of chest hair, do you?
A little bit.
All right.
How many?
You want to send more stuff in, Mark?
Sure.
All right, yeah. We want to hear more. We're gonna keep you in that we'll think about it pile.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much, guys.
I like it. Keep sending some stuff. Very
All right,
funny.
I'll keep sending stuff.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
See you guys.
There he goes, Mark Muse.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to pick that kid up and hold him.
See, people don't get it. Go, Mark Muse fucking sucks. I can't fucking believe that you shits are giving this guy airtime. Don't you understand? You got to look through the whole thing and look kind of in there. The guy's got some balls. He's got energy.
He's brand new.
He's a kid. He's just starting out.
And he's shitting on awful radio.
He's shitting on stuff.
That's
Very
a great
funny.
place to start.
He's
just getting into radio.
Sarcastically smashing these things that are done in radio as opposed to trying to do what they tell him to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Laszlo, we're running out of show. Can you come back? You
All
were
right,
on
sure.
for over an hour, though. I mean, you did pretty good, right?
I'll come back whenever.
See
Yeah,
the
but you
trailer
always-
for the King Kong game?
Huh?
Steve showed me today the trailer for the King Kong game.
Oh, I have seen
Peter
it.
Jackson's movie, the game version. Pretty cool. T-Rex, little Tommy gun, Good, great graphics.
But
Pretty good.
trailers for video games are like trailers for movies. Sometimes the trailer's the best part of the whole
Yeah, I know.
experience.
The thing was, it was in-game. It wasn't... I hate when they put the fake stuff. They make a movie trailer
Right.
for a game, and then you get the game. It's like, this stinks. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
I meant to talk about how the midgets are upset. The SAG, the union midgets, are upset because one midget did all the stuff for the Willy Wonka movie.
I saw that, and I thought that sucked
They are,
about the movie.
They've come up with a manifesto called Little People's Progress.
Do you know why they used
Manifesto.
only one midget in that movie?
And
that was Tim Burton's vision, obviously.
They had to shoot this little guy for months, doing all the different little Oompa Loompa dances.
But how dare they tell Tim Burton who to shoot?
Yeah,
How
they wanted
dare
a
you?
whole bevy of midgets employed.
The midgets in Hollywood are upset because all of the traditional midget roles are
Yeah.
being taken over by computer animation. You know, the Oompas, the trolls, the elves, the cupids. They're
all CGI now.
They're all CGI. You don't need a little guy in a costume anymore. You can just do computer animation.
Well, then stop trying to be leading men and do what you do. Hop out of a car in a big tent, stupid asses.
Pretty brave going after the midgets, Jimmy.
I'll fucking smash any one of them.
Real brave. Ooh.
That's true. Bill Donohue calls in. I'm fucking Gary Grovel. The midgets have a genuine problem, and I'm fucking fuck them.
Head midget Mark
What are they going to do?
Hughes.
Jump up and try to punch me in the nose?
No, the screen. They're petitioning the Screen Actors Guild with the Short-Statured Actors Forum.
Really?
Great.
Short-statured.
You're a midget.
Right.
You're a midget.
What does that mean? How about fat-legged? How about that one?
Bony elbowed.
How about big-headed? If you want to get into physical descriptions, how about the parental disappointment? Perpetually youthful looking.
Tiny bow-legged.
How about the fat-fingered?
Can I try one?
Sure, Opie.
Balloon animal handed.
Hey, they said that the only work that they're getting now, there's a quote, they said, there's 150 of us who are forced now to just do whacked-out shit on the man show.
Well, exactly.
That makes sense.
Right, get on a
That's what they're
trampoline,
doing.
you little guy.
Yeah. Oh, little cocktail Frank thumbs.
What do you think you're going to be doing?
Right. We want serious roles.
All right,
Yeah.
how about look, I'm not trying to knock midgets. You're terrific
you are.
mascots.
Oh, no, Opie.
Ooh, that was a nice one.
Wow.
That was guttural.
I've got my own can of Lysol over here now.
Yeah, me too. Just don't spray it on Jimmy's iPod.
Everyone has their own can of Lysol.
Hey, listen, I apologize to the midgets. That was insensitive what I said.
All right, why don't we go to the phones and play What Did We Learn on the Opie and Anthony Show?
Well, I said something really offensive about the midgets. I said
sorry.
that their brains had turned to mini wheats. Get it? They're green wheats.
Barry, Washington, go.
Hey, I learned that Howard Stern is full of shit. Punching out.
All right, let's say hi to Eric. Eric, what did you learn on the show today?
Hey, what's up, guys? Little Jimmy, my idol. I
Hey.
learned Jimmy said his ass cheeks are a big slice. I know the slight slit down the middle. And for all you ladies looking on the slice...
Robert, what do you got?
I've learned not to hire Howard Stern as a math tutor.
Very good. Yeah, his math is way off. J. Lo, what's up?
Hey, I learned that Captain Flamboyant Mark Muse is ripping you off. Tell him, Fred.
Bill.